No!
Uh-oh.
No!
Creepypasta folder.
Oops. Oops.
Siri mi wee.
Hello. Hello, I'm dancing, I forgot. I set him to dance so that he would do his leg kickies to Glover. My audio is coming out of my headphones and I think my PC speakers, but I turned off my speakers, so I don't know where this audio is coming out of.
Water.
Yes, I will take more sippy. I have solved my issue of night coffee get cold because I leave it out. New theory, new strategy. I've put it in a thermos and I can pour out a little bit at a time, but it backfire on me. Big tragedy. Coffee too hot, burned my tongue a little bit. Sad, 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 crying, sad. I am staying so hydrated though. Water on the tongue help. But hold on, I'm gonna be playing. Are you coming out of my monitor? Hello? Sad cry time. Why is the sound doing this? Hold on. Where is my audio mixer program? Monitor can do that if Monitor have built-in speakers. Is it only the browser? Hold on. No, it's both. It's all. It's all of it. Passpog? Let's get that new hat. What a good face to freeze on. Good face to freeze on. I'm missing all of your messages in chat because I'm trying to figure out what went weird with my audio. Hello? Hello? Hey, yo? I guess if it sounds okay to you guys, I can just like manually turn. What monitor is? I have 3 monitors. Which one's making sounds? No cop, no stop. Oh, I think you should probably stop at stop signs. Probably, maybe. Maybe just a little bit. Wait, but does that mean... Is all my audio docked up? I'm gonna go here for a second. Spooky. Oh, hold on. There we go. We gotta get all the Halloween decor up and running. Stop signs are so good to stop at. Have you seen those guys? They're like octagonal. Bark. All right, I'm gonna do something real quick that might just bust all my audio wide open. I might destroy all sounds forever and always. Nope. Maybe? Perhaps. Look at all these ghosts and skeletons for a second. Oh wait, no, we're okay, maybe? Where are you going? Where are you going? Audio. Ah. Ah. Can you guys hear the echo at all? Because if y'all can't even hear it, then mayhaps we can just turn it off. I guess the other thing I can do is I can... Does that sound any different to you guys, like, whatsoever? Jarvis, love 50 objects at Ify's head. If you say so. Ow. Jack should add 1 to the viewer list? Is this correct? Is this audio correct? You guys can hear the spooky music. You guys can hear the me. I should actually turn the spooky music down, I think. Pop this down to like 30. We're switching to a different spooky playlist. No, I need to be on the PC. I need to be able to hear. Maybe we're okay. I can hear you and the music. Okay, good. Gaming. All right, now I'm gonna... If anybody said anything important in chat, say... If anybody said anything important in chat, say it again. I'm wearing a spooky outfit. Glover do a funny dance. We had a new theory. I'm staying hydrated. I'm skimming so fast right now. You did not get your ice cream. Go get that. It's delicious in flavors. You can't cry if you have ice cream. Am I... Hold on. Spooky music, you have to be shuffled. You have to be shuffled or else. You must shuff. ABC, always be shuffling, and shuffling is spelled with a soft H. Is there a boo sound? There is not a boo sound. There is an exclamation point jump scare, and then there's manatees. Looking at finger. Jarvis, play all 39 seasons of Mari. What is Mari? Maori. Mari. Who is that? What do you do? Check dog channel in Discord? Puppy pic? Pupictures? Puppy dog? Oh! Dog watch stream real? Maury. Moray eel. Fishcore Monday. If you want to undergo this remarkable transformation, check disc channel in Dogcord. Every day of my life I'm doing this. You know what I do have to check? Is if my brother replied to me telling him that he's Pancake Brother. He didn't. He didn't even look at my message from 17 minutes ago. He'll reply eventually. But I do have to close that tab because it will dox me if I accidentally stream it. He's a Jerry Springer talk show guy. Why isn't it called 39 Seasons of Jerry? Y'all, I'm drinking coffee out of the world's teeniest, tiniest tea cup. Jarvis, play Fish Core Friday again, even though it's a Monday. We can do that. Here's the thing is, we're gonna be in the browser today. I don't know any creepypastas, so I googled to popularist creepypastas. These are the only creepypastas I know. Ben Drowned, Pokemon Creepy Black, and all the ones that we read last year. So, Smell Dog. This is Smell Dog. This is Smelly Dog. We read Sonic EXE last year. I did go, shortly before stream, I went through, and I is taking you back. I went through and I made a list of all the creepypastas we did read last year. We read Dead Bart, Booba Lost Episode Guns, Who Was Phone, Squidward Suicide, SCP 1981, which was like the JFK video one, Candle Cove, Booba Lost Episode, Caillou Lost Episode, Sonic.exe, and Splatoon the Bloodlings. Booba Lost Episode Gun was really good. I might read that one again this year. It's gotta work this time? Balls. Oh, yeah, I didn't look for a Neopets one, but we can find that. Hold on. I have a button that hides the internet just so that... Did you know that Google loves to, like, dox you? Whenever you Google something, you'll be, like, Googling, like, Neopets, and it'll be like, oh, do you want me to put your full address and then Neopets near me? Neopets creepypasta. Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Oh. Oh. Huh. This is from a Reddit thread that Reddit says, hey, so my friend is writing a Neopets creepypasta and I wanted to share it around and give it a bit more coverage. Despite it being titled creepypasta, it's still really well written. I don't think those two things are distinct. If he reads out the phone book in a spooky voice. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9. Sometimes Google puts you in a confirm you are on a robot screen. It has your IP address. Sometimes it puts me in a confirm you're not a robot, and I struggle. If he reads the Bible at the same time as Morshu, first you're gonna have to get me a copy of the Bible. It's probably online. They have to have the Bible online. Also, I need to enable my explode. Let me tell you what I did set up in time for this stream. Yeah, it's only 7:22. Can you guys see my time? Is it showing you my full time and address? Wow. I can't enable the heart rate because my head will explode immediately. The Bible is on Steam. The Bible's on Steam? Is it a game? This is the Neopets creepypasta. How long is this? Are there extra chapters? Will there be longer chapters? Once we get into the game itself. Wait, hold on, they don't even play Neopets in here. Cheese Puffs. We can't read this Neopets creepypasta. Hold on. I'm gonna find a better one. I'm gonna find one that's actually complete and has Neopets in it. Peep requests. I'm peeping. Oscar. Hold on. Save that image. This is the spookiest, scariest jump scare I've ever seen. Downloads. Where is it? I'll put this on stream until I can find a Neopets creepy person. Happy birthday, Oscar. 6 years old birthday boy. JPEG plus PNG 300 DPI. homestore.com. Is this a reference to Faith? The spooky game? You have your location, we're on the way.
No!
Neopets creepypasta. It's a reference to Oscar's birthday. He's turning 6. Happy birthday, Oscar. Congratulations on Mario. I'm turning the heart rate on. Okay. Here's one on Tumblr. Hell yeah, this one looks great. Also, you can see how bright I am. Goodbye, Oscar's 6th birthday. Congratulations on becoming older. This is called Dead Neopets Creepypasta. Are you guys ready? Here's a Neopets Creepypasta for you. I've been playing Food Club for over a week and all of my bets were busts. Woo! I'm so sorry. I don't know if I've ever done the Food Club. I think I've done the Food Club like once? Twice? It's been like 10 years. Happy birthday, Oscar. You made it. Dead Neopets Creepypasta Winky Face. This story's a strong start. I'm worried. All of these creepypastas, by the way. Thank you for Eagles Clyde. Tilda. I haven't read any of these creepypastas, I think. All of the creepypastas, if they get weird midway...
Violet i Frilses G.
Yeah. I think last year we had to bail on a Caillou creepypasta, like halfway through, because it was some flavor of offensive. I forget if it was like racist or ableist or what, but let's go into Dead Neopets creepypasta. Neopets. Possibly one of the best websites I'd ever gone on. Until that day. The unfaithful day that made me forget all the great memories I had on that website. I just can't bring myself to ever even think about going on that website again. The tea. The tea. I was probably one of the trolls that everybody hated on that website. Even though I had many of my accounts frozen, I still remember the great times I had. One of my favorite accounts I had was one called I Am Uni Horny. I thought it was a creative name at the time, but now I realize how stupid it was. I would secretly message people I found on the boards and ask, do you want to lick my lollipop? And send them a poisonous lollipop. This usually resulted in all the kids telling their parents. Even once a mother messaged me on it how it was a kid's website and how immature I was. This really didn't matter to me, so I shrugged it off. 1983, 1984, 1983, 1987, 1986. Wait, did it add a hat time? Hold on. You want 115, right? I think it counted your fake, the 11T. There we go. Appropriate. Is that the hat of 87? I literally only know what the bite of 87 is because Lummo has it as a sound alert on their stream. Laterally 1969. Oh, I laughed too hard at the bite of 87. Laughed too hard at the bite of 87. Hat of 87. It had probably been 3 years since I had quit Neopets and had grown up and gotten a Tumblr. Out of curiosity, I looked up the Neopets tag and found that people still played Neopets. These people aged from like 15 to 20, but I did some scrolling through blogs whose posts made me really laugh. I went through blogs with names like Neopian Psychopath, a Neopian Angst, Neopian Fanatic, Angry Terry's, Get Neopoint Bitches. That's just a legitimately good username. Sheeplessness? I don't think that's a Neopet's name. Neopia Bound, Golly Wally Pants for Polly, and Neopets Bullshit. On this particular night, these blogs were talking about how Neopets die, and how people always made annoying posts asking if Neopets couldn't die. Of course, never really paying attention to what happened to a Neopet after a while, I decided to find my old Neopets account. Neopian Scary Spooky Die Pet. The spookiest name. Of course, My password was something distant that I couldn't remember, so I had to do what I had to do and clicked forgot my password. Why are they saying that like it's something terrible? I do that like every other day. I'm always forgetting my passwords to things. I have a password manager, and like I will always go on websites that I just haven't been on in 10 years. After a while, I got the email telling me all my old Neopet account names, and of course, I had some of the stupidest names. One was Scarl's Sausage. Thank you, Nightbot. Can we listen to Giant Slayer? From... Is that a Bug Fable? Right now it's just on shuffle on my spooky-ish music playlist. I don't know if Giant Slayer is in here. I think I have it somewhere. The song we're... Oh, wait, you know what I can do? Here you go. Right now we're listening to Big Baby Bowser. You want to take away Baby Bowser when Evil Bowser Jr. is on my head? That doesn't sound right. I don't have giant. I have a couple. I have Snake Mouth Den, Swamps Where Dreams Drown, Cruelest Beast, Devourer of Journeys, and The Lab Over Snake Mouth on this list. I guess I could get it from the other list, but that seems like too much clicking. No, the Bowser Jr. we have on my head is Evil Bowser. Wait. No, you're right, because regular Bowser Jr. is evil. So is Evil Bowser Jr. more evil, or the opposite? Do the evils, like, cancel out and it become good Bowser Jr.? How did my coffee in a tiny, tiny cup still get cold? At least it's less cold coffee. I can pour new. Bowser Jr. I still haven't played Mario Wonder. I still haven't purchased Mario Wonder. There is no way in hell I was using that name. Two others were stuff like X Snugglykins XXXXXXX or Baby XXXXX Loves 135T639. What do you think happens if we look up these usernames on Neopets? Rezwab. That's Bowser backwards. It's the Mirror Bowser. Yeah, I do want to play Mario Wonder. I was busy and forgot it existed. Honestly, same. I'm turning this up a little bit. I want to hear the fun musics. Wait, are you going to the right? Doop-a-doo, boop-boop-boo. Boop, 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 boop. I gotta figure out what happened to my audio. Adobe Animate soft locked you again. Do you have the pirate version? Does it have anti-piracy, or is it just rude to you for no reason? Mario Wonder is a treat. Honestly, like, everything I saw about the trailers was good. It's a random-ass window that won't load? Huh. Ben & Jerry's is a treat. It's tasty and delicious. They have flavors. I know it. One was Majestical, which I thought was too ugly for my taste, but whatever. I searched my name and of course the account was frozen. Then there was the last account, which had an okay name. I typed in Chicken Honey and typed the password and I was finally logged in. I scrolled up and down, trying to get used to the homepage. That was when I saw my pets. There was nothing there, just a blank square. Of course, there was a little bit of pixels on the bottom, which I could barely see, but besides that, there was nothing there. I figured it was just a glitch and shrugged it off like I do with everything. I clicked on my... Ooh, strawberry cheesecake. I want to eat that. That's a good flavor. Get that rat out of my eye. I clicked on my user lookup and found that it was abandoned and there was no information at all. I scrolled down and the same thing had happened to all my pets. I got a bit worried, but it was really no biggie. I shrugged it off again and clicked on my pet's profile. I got a clearer view of what I had seen earlier. It looked as if there were old bones that were just rotting there. And in the middle of the body of bones lay a skull. This really creeped me out. I scrolled down to see if it was just a fake picture I had put to replace the usual pet's picture, but I found that was not the case. Now at the bottom of the screen, a note with red ink scribbled over it slowly fell down. I squinted closer to see what the note had said. In scribble red letters, the note read, "Why?" And it looked like it was written by a 5-year-old. This really, but not Oscar's 6-year-old happy birthday today. This really creeped me out. I jumped out of my chair and backed up from my screen, scared anything more was coming. The note slowly hit the floor, making a weird sound that really didn't concern me too much. What? You spelled peanut wrong. Chocolate and a peanut butter ice creams mixed with gobs of peanut butter cookie dough and fudge brownies. Peanut. Sounds pretty good. Peanut butter half-baked Ben & Jerry's. Someone, yeah, I know. Honestly, someone painted them with invisible paintbrush. That's what I thought happened. Like, when they're like, oh, there was invisible except a few pixels. I'm like, sounds like, either a if this, I'm assuming this was before customization got introduced. Or they're pretending it's before customization got introduced. Because, like, customization's super bugged out. Some of my pets have clothes that are just permanently stuck on them. Like, I can unequip the clothes from them, and I don't see them when I, like, go look at the pet, but every time I go back to the customize screen, it just, like, respawns 5 sets of gloves and a hat and a background on top, even though it's already wearing, like, a hat and gloves and a background. Today's the last stream of calendar spooky month, which means last spook theme word. There is a spook theme word, and one of the things I did do, you gave your cats treats? Hell yeah. One of the things I did do is, I forgot about this KK Slider song. I set it up set it up so that you can I can reset the secret word midstream now. So if we want to do multiple secret words this stream, we can. It's possible. Anyway, this person, like, wasn't scared about the weird sound the note made. About 10 seconds passed, I sighed with relief. I walked back to my computer chair and sat down. The screen went black. A large skull, which looked like the skull of the particular loop whose page I was on. In a loud, demonic voice, it shouted, "Why?" many times, making me tear up and panic. It did this for about 10 seconds, and after it seemed like an hour, so was it 10 seconds or an hour? Which was it? Pissing myself terrifying. Your ASL professor asked if you knew what today was, and apparently it's Devil's Day, which is a thing in Detroit? Huh. I guess I think I've heard of Devil's Day or like All Hallows Eve or something, where it's like the night before Halloween you do big pranks, and then regular Halloween you trick and treat. If it was the secret word, you imagine. Nobody's gotten the secret word yet this stream. Just chatting Ivy might be peak content. Listen. Chatting is fun. Also, every IFE stream is a just chatting stream. Hallows Eve. Thought Halloween was Hallows Eve? November 1st is All Saints Day. Who's the Hallows? It directed me to the Neopets homepage. I was now logged out, which made me feel relieved because I did not want to see that again. Sorry I kind of rushed this. Oh, that was just the... That was the whole story. They logged into Neopets and the pages glitched and there was a spooky letter and then the loop skull yelled at them. It's a Guatemalan tradition where they burn the devil. I thought the devil lived in fire. Halloween used to be a sacred holiday until those damn commies stole it from us. I think that everybody should always give away candy. Let's just get that head back on there. The devil is always burning though, I think. So I have a number of creepypastas open right now and tabs. I have Smile Dog, which I don't know, this one was, some of these were highly rated and some of them just had funny names. Abandoned by Disney apparently is a popular one maybe. Why I Hate Lightning McQueen just sounds hilarious. The Rake is supposed to be scary, maybe. Tiki Toby sounds funny and is also supposed to be good. Hoodie the Hooded Man just sounds funny. Do I hate Lightning McQueen? Okay, I will do that. I'm gonna click through the rest of these though. Whatever. Hero Brian is a Minecraft one, so I thought that's probably gonna be really funny. He who should not be named Candlejack. I feel like I've heard of Candlejack. Is he the guy who you're not supposed to say his name or he'll get you? Because if so, I'm already doomed. November 1 is All Saints Day. Hallow is another word for saints, so All Hallows Eve. So the evening is the time before, like Christmas Eve. Why don't they just call it All Saints Eve? We're really going to the popular... I literally just clicked the popular creepypasta. I haven't read any of these. He comes Zalgo. I think this might be related to Zalgo text, which I kind of want to know the lore of. Beetlejuice shows up if you say his name 3 times? I think? Not 5 times, 3 times. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. It would be really funny if I had a gif of Beetlejuice on my stream that I could make pop up right now. Zalgo's doing what now? Beings and Entities, famous creepypasta beings, Chris Phoenix, creepypasta classic entities, Zalgo, 13 minutes of reading. I don't know what Zalgo's doing, but he crumbs. Dogs are begged for ice cream. Dogs are always wanting. I've got Jeff the Killer in here. I've never read Jeff the Killer. I've seen his picture before, I think, but mostly I've seen his picture. There he is. He's like a little clown. Mostly I've seen his picture photoshopped over other pictures. Here comes Zalgo. And then Ikbar Bigglestein, because that also has a funny name and is maybe scary. Silly little guy. If your cat's going on a cat quest, then it's worth it. There he is, Jeff. But first we're gonna read Why I Hate Lightning McQueen. Hopefully this doesn't get too weird. It says children like a lot in here. I'm hoping they just stop at kidnapping children. Maybe child murder. 13 minutes, hold on. Let me get a sip of coffee. The hash slinging slasher. We read Squidward's suicide, but there has to be more SpongeBob creepypasta, right? There's a VHS boss named... What does VHS stand for? You're not talking about the rectangles you put in your TV, right? Based on Jeff the Killer, he has a screen covering range. Very soft houses. Versus Saxton Hale. That doesn't actually clear up anything for me. I don't know who Saxton Hale is. I'm guessing it's a fighting game. Maybe like a side scroller. Fan made Team Fortress 2 game mode? Oh, I was way off. Jack O' Lantern. Vehicular house slaughter. That could be it. Team Fortress 2 big guy. I thought that was Demo Man. Isn't he the big guy? The trash singing, the mash flinging, the fresh fringing. Read your message about the tattoo, please. Hold on. One of my coworkers at my last job has a Lightning McQueen tattoo on his upper thigh, and you asked him why he got it. He was just like, I just really like cars. That's the most valid reason to get a tattoo, but also wild. I can't think about Lightning McQueen without thinking about I fucked your mom shit lips. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We're actually going to... Is this only a video? Was this a webcomic first? What did Ivy just say? I guess we're watching the video.
Hey man, what's wrong?
Lightning McQueen fucked my mom.
Oh, come on, you know better.
Trigger warning for language, maybe.
Jeff, you're sweating really bad.
I fucked your mom, shit lips.
That's all I can think about when I hear Lightning McQueen. I need you guys to understand this going into this Why I Hate Lightning McQueen creepypasta. Lightning Lightning McQueen, what? Classic procedure. Finish your first bottle of lime sautier. Delish. So let's see if this person's reasons for hating Lightning McQueen are the exact same. I can think about that one video where Lightning McQueen asked if you like how your skin feels. That's another good reason to be afraid of Lightning McQueen. I don't think I can put it. Yippee! Nightbot loves this. Nightbot loves Lightning McQueen. Hold on. Give me a second. My head might explode. I'm getting so cozy with a blanket right now. Germa said sody? Is that like sody pop? Head explodes when I move. Did stream die? Did stream die? My rectangle, my square is green. Frankenstein, jackal, ghoul, zombie, fang. Oh, those are probably word guess. I thought you were just dropping some of the best Halloween poetry in chat I've ever heard. Frankenstein, jackal, ghoul, zombies, fangs, mummy, spider, witch, grim, scythe, tombstone, 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 tombstone. So true. I don't think I can put into words how good it feels being a father. I love Daniel more than I could possibly say. His bright, shining smile, his endless curiosity about the world around him, and his gentle, loving nature. This child is gonna be murdered by Lightning McQueen. Dracula and his son, Frankenstein. And he's got a gun! Anything can be poetry if you decide it to be. Words, sounds, ow. Does Attack have the source engine ragdoll collision noise? Attack has a variety of noises. I don't think it has that because ow. I don't think I have that one, but I should make a note so I can get it. Notes. Source engine collision noise. I think it's mostly Ed, Edd n Eddy sounds. Spooky ass car. This song rocks. I don't generally listen to my spooky songs playlist. Mandor, Handhook, Car Door. I think we read that one last year, right? Did we? We must have. We read The Day of All the Blood, I think. Gonna link the Germa Sodi.
Oh, okay, I gotta get a shotty. Oh, let me get a shotty. Yeah, shotty, you gotta get. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Whoa!
Shit. This is. I gotta deliver this to the docks.
Soti. Wait, I don't need to hide the internet. We're still on the internet. Mandor, Handhook, Car Door. That's a what? Tile tussle reference? No, tile tussle reference. Mandor, Handhook, Car Door. Man and girl were driving on side of road. Get full for the car. You know. Soda pop. Sody pop. Jump scare. I didn't think I was capable of loving someone else this much, but every time I heard his little laugh or saw his smile, I knew. Even the smallest things he did made me so incredibly proud. Every achievement he earned was something I wanted to celebrate. Even the interests he had that I didn't like. I tried to at least enjoy his enjoyment of spooky. I tried to at least enjoy his enjoyment of them, if that makes any sense. What if every car is alive and it remembers everything you said in it? Trying to remember what I've said in my car. It's probably just heard me singing a lot. Cars are great places for sing. Cars were one of those interests. Those Disney movies with Owen Wilson playing Lightning McQueen, a red race car who, unsurprisingly, loved racing. I suppose the movies weren't that bad, but ever since he'd been a baby, Daniel had loved watching the first two, and his interest hadn't gone anywhere by the time the third one came around. Advertisements. Every time you fart in it, it kills you once. So true. Not true to the singing. It has to be true to the farting. Laugh too hard that my head explode. Trying so hard to guess the word you have, it fills you with more fear than creepypasta. I will say, the closest anybody's gotten so far was bite. Bug. Oh, is this a bug song? Yeah, this is a bug song. Spooky bug song. Advertisements. I want to say farting uncle so bad. Nightbot's scared of farting uncles. It is a Halloween related word. I've been planning to take him on opening night, and I'll admit, even I was a little excited for it. Partially because the trailer showed Lightning McQueen getting into a terrible car accident, and I was hoping that might mean the movie would be a little more interesting, and partially because I wanted a break from job hunting. Suck blood, wahoo. Rip and tear, bite, 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 kill, 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 kill. I'd been a salesman at a local Chevrolet dealership for the past few years. I had actually been hoping to work my way up to sales manager, although I suppose those hopes got dashed when half the sales team was laid off, myself included. I didn't mind watching Daniel after school, but I didn't like letting my wife, Teresa, be the only breadwinner. She kept assuring me it was fine, that I'd find something, that she was making enough to support us for now. For the time being. Candy! Life went on, just like it was supposed to. The bite of today right now. The bite of 23. It was fairly warm October that year. McQueen. Kiki McQueen. You do bite candy, it's true. Teresa. Teresa, oh, she's a nurse. I thought they were sending
Splonk.
Splonk. I thought they were sending the wife to the hospital already. Like, what happened? Did I miss something? Talk about teeth tooth? You talked about teeth that go in your eye. Somebody talked about teeth that go in your eye to fix it. What is teeth tooth? Is that teeth that go in your tooth? A mysterious entity at your first school who would email people only in this one club and threaten to take their teeth. Was also you. Why you got so many tooth stories? Are you related to the toothed fairy? You have to tell me if you are, or else it's entrapment. You're taking my teeth. I know it. I know it. So it was up to me to get Daniel ready and walk him to school. He liked school. He was a friendly boy. So he seemed to make friends easily. Although, granted, kids at that age seem to think everyone in their class is their friends. If you are, you hope you're in the Tooth Fairy's will. I don't... The thing about the Tooth Fairy is the Tooth Fairy gives away money and takes teeth. So if you're in the Tooth Fairy's will, you're just gonna get a whole lot of teeth and no money. The most evil dentist in school. Person starting to steal your body parts? Wonder who that could have been. Tooth. Wait, you did find out who it was? Mr. Beast Fairy? Does Mr. Beast steal people's teeth? Organs? I thought he just spent too much money at buying an entire Walmart. Or making saw traps. Oh, I guess that's true. If it's somebody in the club, it's limited. You've got a pool to select from. We left a little early on the walk over, taking in the beautiful autumn leaves and early... Why is this on the spooky songs playlist? This is just a bop. We lived in a quaint little suburban neighborhood. The houses were close together, almost all identical. A one-car driveway and a tree out front of each one. I noticed one of the neighborhoods had hung a scary spider's web in the tree out front of their house, and it got me thinking what I might do with our tree. Teeth Tooth stopped after May one year, so we knew Teeth Tooth had graduated. The power of deduction. Metallic Madness by T. Totino's Lopes. Just like Totino's pizza rolls. Today, today I tool everyone in this grocery store's teeth. Now we all give them $1 million. Oh, I was like, that's Mr. Beast. What is he doing? What tool is he using? Drill? Tooth drill? I'd been walking besides Daniel and lost in thought, which was probably why I didn't notice anything until he pointed it out to me. Daddy, look! It's lightning! You guys ever wonder what it's like to eat teeth? I've had, the other teeth probably break first, I think. I've had a lot of tooth crumbling dreams, and the texture of that is miserable. The texture of teeth crumbling in your mouth is absolutely miserable. I hate it. I'm glad I don't have tooth crumbling dreams anymore. If you have frequent tooth crumbling dreams, look into getting a bite guard. Actually, I have nightmares about chewing teeth. Other people's teeth are your own. Because mine is usually like, the teeth are in my mouth, and then they just kind of crumble into like little tiny tooth rocks. But like, you could feel it on your tongue and it sucks real bad. Call a teethologist. Call a toothologist. Do y'all know how good I am at going to the dentist? Every time I go to the dentist, I get like an A+ in dentist. Oh, there's my teeth. I forgot about those. I get an A+ in dentist because I'm so good at not biting them and like keeping my mouth open. And they're just like, good job. You're such an easy appointment. Your teeth aren't terrible. And you get $3 million. I wish they gave me $3 million. I'm gonna get a good grade in dentist. You don't even know. Not being a dentist, but going to the dentist. Only semi-close experience you had was getting your wisdom teeth out. Wait, of eating teeth or of going to the dentist? Y'all should go to the dentist. Get your teeth cleaned. Is Mr. Beast your dentist? Cleans your teeth and gives you $3 million. God, I wish. Actually, no, I would not trust that man's with my teeth. I don't think I've ever... Mr. Beast! You can't just say that. It's too funny. I don't actually think I've ever seen a Mr. Beast video. I've only seen thumbnails of his that other people post for the meme. They didn't chew or swallow the teeth, but you had them crack the teeth inside. Oh, that sounds weird. I was knocked out when they took my wisdom teeth out. Like, they're just like, here's some gas, and now you're awake. Can't believe you paid someone to take your teeth away. Literally the opposite of tooth fairy behavior. This song is also a bop. Oh, it's Mad Rat Dead. Mad Rat Die. Advertisements. I was jolted from my thoughts and looked over to where Daniel was pointing. There was a bright red coupe just down the street with a familiar design. The grill was a custom job, depicting the wry smile of Lightning McQueen. This unlocked a memory of me. I was driving to work, and the car behind me was painted to look like Lightning McQueen. And I wanted to take a picture so bad, but like I could not. There's no way. Not while I'm driving. I'm being a responsible driver, but it was terrifying. Like, it had the eyeballs and everything. You know how scary it is to be on the road and see Lightning McQueen behind you? That's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to, like, go to a convention or Disneyland or something and see him there, but just not on the road in the wild. You know, people take pictures of your car for good reason, but it is so dangerous. Yeah, at red lights. Never had to get your wisdom teeth removed? Oh. Any excuse to not have a surgery is good. Anyway, this is also Lightning McQueen in real life. The windshield even depicted his eyes. The resemblance to the character was almost perfect. I want to see. Daniel almost ran across the street to get a better look. I stopped him, even though there weren't any cars coming. Just to take a quick look around to be sure before taking his hand and letting him cross the street with me. Yeah, the passenger is allowed to take pictures. It's just the driver has to be so safe. I wonder who owns him, I said as we made it to the car. Weird sentence to say. Up close, the detail was no less stunning, and if I'm honest, a little bit creepy. Daniel didn't seem to notice that, though. All he cared about was that it was lightning right here in front of him. Daddy, can I go inside? He begged. Do children want to go inside Lightning McQueen? The point of the Cars universe was there's no people. Like, the cars are sentient beings. Do they ever put anything inside of the cars? Who doesn't want to go in? No. They could be talking about a dog and that would also be okay. If they were talking about a dog and they say who owns him, it still feels a little weird. I guess that makes more sense for a dog. But like Lightning McQueen is a guy. Lightning McQueen probably votes. He has like a job. He pays taxes. We are now in Luigi's Mansion. I downloaded the Luigi's Mansion soundtrack last night. I wonder who owns him. Daddy, can I go inside? Fucked up, we were talking about a personified car. It doesn't feel right. He votes just like my 18-year-old Corvette. He votes and smokes a cigarette. Yum. Maybe later. I don't think we can go in right now, I said. The car was parked beside a playground that we frequented, abandoned at this time of day. I figured one of the nearby houses must have owned it, but I wasn't sure who. I'll tell you what, I'll see if I can find out who owns it, and then maybe he'll let you check it out, I promised. Daniel seemed fine with that, and gave Car one parting look before he let me lead him away. Pretty sure there's theories that cars are sentient because they were humans that fused with their cars. I hope that's what this creepypasta is about. Whoa. If I highlight all the text, I turn orange. Yippee! Yippee! Technology. Oh wait, hold on, we have to read this. I spent the day applying to new jobs and had one phone interview with a woman who I'm sure was only trying to be as condescending as was humanly possible. I did a quick Google search to see if anyone in the area owned a Lightning McQueen model and found myself looking at similar models online. Nothing was quite the same as the one I saw. The eyes and mouth were different. I figured that whoever had made the model must have been some sort of hobbyist who'd have documented it on a YouTube channel or at least sought some sort of recognition for all their hard work. Oh, are we getting the man sheep in here? Man sheep, hand sheep, car sheep. Votes and smokes a cigarette. Yum. I can't, hold on. I have to get you a picture of I'm so full from cigarettes. Yum.
I'm so full from cigarettes. Yum.
That's so loud, but, that's, oh, it's Tony Chopper Hat. This is a picture of Fat Spyro, and the comment on it is, I'm so full from cigarettes, yum! So now anytime I say anything about cigarettes, I have to end it with yum, because that's what goes in my head next. Man sheep perfect for Halloween sheep. I'm so full from cigarettes, yum! He votes and smokes a cigarette, yum! Nothing was quite the same as the one I saw, should be on YouTube, but I came up with nothing. When the afternoon came, I prepared Daniel's after-school snack and left to go pick him up. Passing by the playground, I looked around for any sign of that Lightning McQueen car. No luck. Whoever owned it had moved it. I didn't dwell on it too much, figuring I'd see it again later. Later came a lot faster than I expected. I saw the damn thing parked right outside the school. It's probably a parent. For a moment, I wondered if it belonged to some other kid's parent. It's probably a parent. And he'd made it to impress them. Lightning was certainly getting a lot of attention with all sorts of little kids crowded around him. Daniel was among them. When he saw me coming, he said a quick goodbye to one of his friends, Toby, and rushed over to me. Toby's gonna die. They don't name a child unless they're gonna die in a creepypasta. Daddy, look! Lightning McQueen came to visit. So he did, I said. Did you get to go inside? No, he sounded a little disappointed. He's just been sitting there all day. Now that struck me as a little odd. I would have thought whoever had made the car would come out and claim some credit for their work. Really? I asked, a little concerned now. You didn't see his owner? No, I don't think anyone's inside right now, Daniel said. Although I didn't know how he could be sure. I couldn't see through the windows, actually. I wasn't entirely sure how a driver would see out of those windows, come to think of it. Your oldest Neopet is only in 6th grade. He cannot vote. That kid is learning algebra. What math do you learn in 6th grade? I don't even know anymore. Did you know children today are smarter than me? Maths became more, the older you get, the time go more, the math get advanced. The math I learned in 6th grade is like the math people learn in 4th grade now. Chew, crunch, consume, howl, shriek, infect, drink, carve. The secret word is a noun. I don't think it's a verb. This is KK Dirge Radio. We're getting stronger as a species. We're getting so smarty pants about it. Neopets learn a pre-algebra and then do my taxes. Neopets do your taxes challenge. I'm so fucking glad Neopets doesn't make you do taxes. They've got like a stock market and bank accounts and interest, and they have something called the tax beast, but if Neopets made you literally file taxes at the end of every year to get like a tax return, that would be insane. Can you imagine? We tallied up all the Neo points we've earned, and we're sending you a W2 for all the Ultimate Bullseye 2 you've played. Maybe he'll still be there tomorrow, Daniel said. Yeah, maybe, I replied, and took his hand to lead him home. Yeah, Neopets cuts out the middleman and has King Scarl take your Neo points directly. Got told the other day that the 2nd grader you know is being taught computer programming in kindergarten? That's insane! What language? Was it like HTML? Are they just teaching kindergartners C# now? I wanted to learn how to program in like 3rd grade. There was one kid in 3rd grade who like knew how to program from his parents, and we were gonna make a RPG, and then we didn't because we were 3rd graders. Because we were 3rd graders. You will pay your taxes. You cannot escape. I am so good at paying my taxes. I always pay my taxes on time. The new year starts and I get all my paperwork and I pay those taxes by like February at the latest. This is Luigi's Mansion opening movie. That night, Teresa and I were woken up by a loud crash from outside. I jolted awake, disoriented and confused. Oh, nya. Unsure if I was dreaming or not. Outside, I heard the squeal of tires and shambled to my bedroom window to look out over the front yard. I couldn't see anything in the darkness, aside from an empty street out front. For a few moments, I listened to the semi-silence of the suburban night. There was no sound of a car speeding away or any sign of anything else. Scaredy cat. Nyan. Oh wait, where did Nyan go? Hold on, I have to fix that. Doot, 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 doot. It goes if you just say the word nya.
Meow.
Meow. Meow works? Why doesn't meow work? Oh, interesting. We need more Ivy just chatting. I should do more. There we go. It should be fixed now. I should do more just chatting streams. They're very fun. But also I want to play video games. So I just have to find video games that I can play while also chatting. Paul, what is it? Teresa asked, standing by the bed and awaiting my verdict. I don't know. I don't see any damage, but...
Meow.
Meow. Should we go out and look? Part of me didn't really want to, but I wasn't sure how much sleep I'd get unless I confirmed that they hadn't hit her car in the driveway. I put on a pair of slippies and headed downstairs, then out the front door to assess the damage, and swore under my breath when I saw what had happened. Our small tree was almost snapped in half and nearly uprooted. Something had hit it with a lot of force. My first instinct was a drunk driver, and I looked around for any sign of them, but saw nothing on my empty street. So far, this isn't a scary story. So far, this man takes his son to school and a car crashed into their tree and somebody in the neighborhood has a Lightning McQueen car, which is kind of cool. I rushed back inside to share my findings with Teresa and we called the cops. The police weren't able to do much aside from take a statement and look around a little. There was no saving the tree, so I'd need to have what was left of it removed. They weren't able to find any broken off pieces of the car either. School is terrifying. Kindergarten, their school is the scariest creepypasta of them all. Teresa and I didn't get much sleep that night, and after putting Daniel back to bed after the commotion, I stayed up looking through job boards and then through YouTube videos. By the time I had to take Daniel to school, I was dead tired and shuffled through the motions of that morning. Lightning McQueen hadn't moved from his spot yesterday and remained parked out front of the school. Daniel stared and smiled, but didn't seem as interested in him today. Neither of us mentioned it. I kissed him on the cheek and headed back home, taking only a brief glance at the car before leaving. Bye, Lightning McQueen. As I got home, I looked up a cheap landscaping company and called them about removing the tree. I can probably book something in for tomorrow, Roman on the phone promised me. We're a little backed up. It's weird. We got a lot of calls like this today. For broken trees, I asked? Wait, is Freddy Freaker real? Yes, he is. I forgot. I also put Freddy Freaker and Freddy Fazbear mask and Freddy Krueger hat. I didn't put Ario on my head because I forgot. I didn't see that message until I'd already shut down my streaming computer. But Freddy Freaker real if you say Freddy. Yeah, there's been a bunch all over the neighborhood. I think a bunch of kids pulled some sort of stunt last night. 1-900-490 freak. I couldn't imagine a group of teenagers deliberately crashing their cars into trees for fun. Most teens can't even drive or afford a car, even if they were just small trees. But, well, kids these days were a lot different than when I was back in high school. Ha ha ha. Kids love vehicular tree slaughter. I took the slot for tomorrow and turned on the slot for what? Oh, the tree removal slot. And turned on the TV to check out the news. Sure enough, there was a report on all the vandalism from the night before. Our cat Urkel, you can't just introduce a cat midway through a creepypasta? Our cat Urkel rubbed against my legs as I watched, and the absent-mindedly petted him, before letting him out to wander the neighborhood. Bad. Don't do that. Keep your cats indoors. 1 freak, 2 freak, 3 freak, 4. 5 freak, 7 freak, Freddy call more. After that, I took a nap on the couch, burnt out from all that excitement last night. When my phone's alarm went off, I slowly woke up to work on Daniel's after-school snack and checked the back door to see if Urkel had come back. No sign of him. But I wasn't too worried about that. Garibaldo numero uno del mundo! I love Garibaldo. He seemed to prefer being outdoors, and I knew he'd come back when he got tired. I went out to go and pick up Daniel. Lightning McQueen was gone when I got to the school, and I noticed a police cruiser parked in the Kissin' Ride that made me feel uneasy. Do they still call it a Kissin' Ride? That's what I knew it as. The little, like, place where you drop off your kids, pick them up. Stream has introduced you to a bunch of cool things. Fishcore Friday, Garibaldo, I'm so full from cigarettes, yum. Who's Chauncey? Oh, this is from Luigi's Mansion. I hope everything's all right, I remarked to Daniel once I'd collected him and looked over at the police cruiser. Daniel stared at it as he was surprised to see it here. What did you say? What did who say? Chauncey? Luigi's Mansion? Kissin' Ride? Garibaldo numero uno del mundo? Did something happen today, I asked him. I don't know, I didn't see, he said, and seemed to think about it for a bit. Rick said the
No.
D word, so maybe that's it. They're putting that kid in jail. I'm so full of cigarettes,
No.
yum! Meow. We can go back to I'm so full from cigarettes, yum.
I'm so full from cigarettes. Yum!
I'm so full from cigarettes. Yum! Brazilian makes you laugh because it sounds like it's being used to describe a really large number. I've got a Brazilian dollars in my bank account. Where's Lightning McQueen? Here it is. I highly doubted the cops were going to show up because some kid uttered a cuss word. I stared at the cruiser and then at the empty space where Lightning McQueen had been the day before. No lightning today, I asked? Advertisements. He left, Daniel said. He took Toby for a ride, though. My heart stopped in my chest. Lightning took Toby? I asked. Yeah, Toby was looking at him during recess, and his door opened, so he got in and they left. I stared at that cop car, feeling physically ill as I realized why they were there. I knew Toby's parents. They were good people. I couldn't imagine what they were going through at that moment. I took Daniel by the hand and pulled him towards home, trying to keep calm as I went. What did you just come back to? Lightning McQueen kidnapped Toby, I think. Can you move the 3D ghost? Do you want to read it pretty please? Oh, yes. I can do this. Also, I forgot. There's a new command, ! Ghost, turn me into a ghost. This one. Here we go. I'll make this one small. There we go. Get so spook. It will toggle it. So you will have to work together if you want it to be there or gone. Garibaldo numero uno del mundo. There it is. Ooh, so spooky. I'm gonna put you up here. That's a good place for a ghost, I think. Someone said they like the smell of cigarettes. Can we agree they're cringe for that? I like the way cigarettes smell. I would never smoke them, and I know that they're really bad for you, so I'm not gonna go out of my way to sniff them. But like, sometimes I'll walk past where somebody was smoking, and I'll be like, ooh, that's a cigarette smoke. I know it. I know it from my nose. It probably doesn't smell great, like, a lot of it, like in your house or your car, but at a distance. Does not give me a headache. I don't know any smokers, though. Or, like, I don't, I guess, regularly hang out with smokers or have any smokers in my family, so I have not been, like, overdosed with it. I will say campfire smoke smells way better. I like the smell of rain, also. You know what smells good? Not talking about the Pirates of the Caribbean candle, but dirt after the rain. Yes. Asphalt in the rain, rain itself, dirt after the rain. Rain smells so good. Your parents were chain smokers and that's why you don't like it. Fair and valid. And also, I'm sure that some cigarettes and cigars and like different ones also smell different. But,
Meow.
don't smoke. When I was in middle school, I had a history teacher who...
Meow.
Meow. After every, like, lesson he taught, he'd be like, all right, kids, and what's the moral of the story?
Meow.
Don't smoke. And don't, because it'll, like, fuck up your lungs real bad.
Meow.
Meow. Don't like cigarette smell, but you can, you do like other weird smells, so you can't judge. I also have a weird sense of smell in that it just doesn't work sometimes. Like... People will be like, whoa, do you smell that? And I'll be like, no. And then 5 minutes later, I'll be like, okay, now I do. Meow. Or sometimes, like, some smells I can always smell. Like, for whatever reason, like chocolate and coffee I can always smell. But other smells, it's like hit or miss. John Madden. Like, you can hand me some very nice smelling flowers and 7 out of 10 times I just won't smell them. Like the smell of wet paint or Sharpies. Your mom thinks it's weird.
John Madden.
Markers are, I don't know if I like marker smell, but I don't dislike marker smell. John Madden, Boggle Dallas. Like the smell of vanilla stuff. Vanilla is classics of smells. It's perhaps even a vanilla smell. But it is for a reason, because smell of it good. Cinnamon smell good. Boggle. Can only think of Vine Sauce Joel when you see Boggle. I only think of Hank of the Hill, because that's Boggle. Joe Mama, boom, got him. Boyfriend doesn't like the smell of lavender? Joel, Vine Sauce, Joe Mama. Boggle, Bojel. Dallas, Salad. That's such a good YouTube poop. Everybody go watch Bogel.
Violet Frilses Glorbel Glorbel.
Glorbel Glorbel. Glorbel Glorbel. So, Lightning McQueen stole a Toby. Whoa, hold on.
Tint 54 327 says Bogel.
Oh shit, I can make my eyes reappear. Terrifying. Hello? This song rocks. The whole Going Under soundtrack is really good. You guys think of the smell of burnt rubber? Not a huge fan of regular rubber smell. I don't know if I've ever actually smelt burnt rubber, or it's been so long that, like, I just don't remember what it smells like. If this guy owns fucking hate Lightning McQueen on Instagram. This is his origin story, as he read and or wrote this and or experienced this creepypasta. When I got there, I let Daniel eat his snack and watch TV while I called Teresa and told her what had happened. Then I called Toby's parents to check in with them. You know what he should have done, like, first thing? Is talk to his son and say, hey, if you see Lightning McQueen and he offers you a spooky scary ride, don't take him up on that. Don't get inside of Lightning McQueen or you'll maybe get kidnapped and die. Burnt hair smells real bad. Learned that in chemistry class with the Bunsen burners. It was the only one hair someone burnt. It smelled so bad. I don't know if I've ever smelled burnt hair either. Does it have to be human hair? I've definitely, like, gotten cat hair on my stove before and turned on the burner, but I don't know if I've ever smelled it. New tires smell good? I don't remember what my tires smelled like when I got my car. They were newish. Fresh clothes does smell good. Laundry detergent is scientifically engineered to smell so good. Thank you, Himbot. Burnt fudge smells real bad. I think in general, just like burnt things are supposed to smell bad. Because it's not supposed to be burnt. It's supposed to be good in flavor. Though burnt wood smell good. A campfire smells so good. I don't think you've smelled burnt animal. Has to do with oils on the hair, so imagine animal hair also smells bad burnt. Your most hated smells is gas, like car gas. I'm not a fan of it, but again, I don't hate it. Probably if there was like a lot of it, it would make me mad, but I go and I fill up my car at the gas station and it's okay. You like the smell of exhaust? I think I can't smell exhaust. I think that's one of the smells that, like, I don't notice or just can't smell. A lot of bad smells, like, I don't know if it's actually my nose or my brain, but, like, I just don't register them. Other people are like, oh, that smells real bad. And either I won't smell it at all, or I'll smell it for like a split second and then it'll go away, or I'll smell it like 5 minutes later. Why do they make gasoline smell good? Oh, Head Explode looks weird as a ghost. Wild. Worst smell is funk that comes from someone not showering for a long time. I don't actually see. I don't smell BO very. That's another one of the smells that I just like can't smell very often. So like if anybody's ever like, oh, that person's stinky, I'm like, I literally can't tell. I cannot tell. Which makes me worried that what if I'm smelly and I just can't tell? But I shower regularly and I like wear deodorant, so it's probably fine, but still. Smells is weird. Smell that comes from the stove added to the gas of your stove doesn't have a scent. That's another thing I'm afraid of. What if there's a gas leak in my house and I just can't smell it? It's usually combined with them not cleaning their room and it just has this funk. Do your laundry and take showers. When you were a child, your mom washed a lot of towels with chlorine, so when you had a very strong smell of it out of the washer dryer. It's your favorite nostalgic smell. I can smell chlorine, and that's a nostalgic smell for me because of pool. I used to be on swim team and I would go to the public pool and that thing would be full of chlorine and I smell it and I think about pool days. Like I had Ashley Furniture had the worst breath in BO, rest in peace. Do you have a carbon monoxide detector? I do. I don't actually know. Do those things have batteries or are they just wired into the like power? I feel lore swim team. I think I've mentioned that on stream before, but from ages all of elementary school, I was on swim team and I do so many swimming. I love to swim. In fact, I think there is something wrong with me now that I can't be in the water regularly because I guess I could go to the beach. I'm pretty close to the beach. I am a short drive to the beach. But ocean swimming is not the same as pool swimming. All the public pools around here are garbo. Ones you have plug into the wall. I mean, the one I have is in the wall. I haven't changed any of the batteries. Sometimes I hear just a single beep from my living room, and I don't know if that's there's a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector in the same little like area of the hallway. And sometimes one of them will do a single beep and I don't know what that means. What does one beep mean? I know if it's like a beep regularly, like every couple minutes, then you're running low on battery, and that's usually the smoke detector. What's everyone's favorite texture? Faux fur. Faux fur is very nice and soft. Regular fur is also very nice and soft. I love to be petting my cats. One of the worst smells you smelled was the smell of the paper mill in your hometown? Ooh, factory smells are probably not great. Feeling of cold metal. I need to I don't know what this is. Hold on, I need to Google something. Let me just Google flexible metal real quick. Lummo Raid! Hello, 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 hello. Oh, I can't wave to you because I'm holding my head. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hello, 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 hello. I'm Googling metal and hoping it doesn't dox me. We're talking about bad smells and good textures, and also we're halfway through Lightning McQueen creepypasta. Hello, 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 hello. But, you know when you get, like, something that's, like metal jewelry, but it's not, like, jewelry, it's like a... I don't even know what you would call it, but just, like a faux metal. I'm pretty sure it's metal, but it's like a weird chain, like this sort of thing. Like this shit. This shit feels so good. Don't lose your head. I have already lost my head. What's new? Everybody from the raid, hello, welcome, and I hope you had so much fun doing, stuff they put on pillows to hide images, not sequins. Because that's the thing, is this is not, if I click this, is it gonna dox me? We're okay, this is $46.40 plus shipping. You can't see my face. If you type !ghost, it's like mail. Yeah, it's kind of like chain mail, but it's not actually chain. It's like, because it's not sequins, because you can't flip them. It's smooth and it's flexible and it just feels very good to touch. I don't even remember what I had that was made of this, but it felt so good to hold and feel. Did you guys have a fun? Did you shoot the Kohozuna so many times? Did you see a funny replay? You were unfamiliar with that metal? I feel like I had a I don't even know what it would be. Hold on. Metal mesh fabric. Bright feet. If you type !ghost, I will turn normal. And if you type it again, I'll turn back. I guess it's called metal mesh. But it's like smooth. I think it was like like a little triangle you would put on the back of your hand, and that had like a little ring that would go around like one finger and then also around your wrist. But it just feels like, look at this. It's so smooth. It's like a dragon's skin or something. Kohozungus. You know the feeling of that stuff, but don't know why. Like, right? It's like, what have you what is made of this? I don't know. It's like scales. It just feels so good. If dragons had skin that we had, it would feel like this. I know it in my heart and my soul and my dreams and my head and my mouth and my hands, I think. It's good texture. Other things is rubber, like little rubber lizards or sticky hands. Someone validate you and say metal smells disgusting and dirty? I think it depends on the metal. Do I have any metal around me that I can do I have any metal around me I can smell? You guys ready for some sort of ASMR? Smells like nothing. I have a lot of hair clips. Yeah, money smells bad. Money smells so bad. We're not reading Iqbar Bigglestein. We're reading Why I Hate Lightning McQueen. To catch y'all, anybody who came in the raid and didn't immediately fall asleep, which valid, it's nighttime, go to bed if you gotta go to bed. But we're reading a story called Why I Hate Lightning McQueen. Quick catch up, this man is a dad. He's got a small boy named Daniel. Daniel loves Lightning McQueen. Dad is ambivalent on Lightning McQueen. They saw Lightning McQueen parked outside their school and they just found out that he kidnapped a kid, maybe, probably. Don't like the smell of iron? Gets on your hands and your hands smell? Your skin reacting with the penny? Is that how money works? You ever smell a dollar bill? Most of the time they stinky. Skin fat sticks to metal surfaces like a coin or door will smell the decompose. Okay. So coin money smell like rotting flesh, I guess. Googled what your city smells like, and one of the results says city's foul poop smell returns after COVID-19 outbreak. I'm sorry for your city's poop smell. Everybody go follow Lummo, by the way. If you're not already following Lummo, you might be thinking in your head and your mind, I don't even play Splatoon. Why would I follow a Splatoon mostly channel? But the answer is because it's good and it's fun. You don't need to know about Splatoon. Sometimes on the Lummo channel, you will see, rats. Sometimes on the Lummo channel you will hear about the Death Note musical. Sometimes on the Lummo channel you will see a very funny Mummo and Lummo stream where they play lawyers or Orkenspiel or Dog Opera, which might have been Orkenspiel. I don't remember if those were the same game or not. But goodstreams.com, w.follownet.org. Your city smells good, but you cannot specify further without doxing yourself. Let me just say, I live, Los Angeles. Bad smells. It's city. There's no trees and there's a lot of buildings and like trash and cars, so not great smells. Someone use Picross. We could play Picross. I'd have to go get my Switch from the other room. Hold on now. Hold on a second. I am looking now. Thank you, Zach Spades and Tyne, for the follows. Why are my alerts not going off? Is this illegal? Illegal? The raid alert went off, right? You guys remember that. It went woo, 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 and then there were like the little him faces. I remember seeing those. Why does my follow froggy not show? Maybe I just have to put a picture of a frog on my stream real quick. Hold on. And then we can just pretend. I don't have a frog, but I do have this frog hat from Toho. So we can pretend this is the follow emo, and it says, boo 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 boo. Thank you for the follow. Boo 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 boo. Thank you for the thank you for the follow. There's a spider on screen. There's so many guys. There's pumpkins. There's 3 creeping skeletons who I keep seeing out of the corner of my eye and being like, where are they going? I just don't know. Also, hello, Valentine. That's super cool. I hope you are having a wonderful Halloween Eve. You love spiders? They're just little guys. They're just little dogs with too many legs. A pumpkin. Ivy saying thank you, Nightbot is an earworm. Nightbot goes thwomp, and I say thank you, Nightbot. Did you know you like spiders? I've learned this fact. I've learned this fact and it is in my brain now. I like spiders. I don't like having spiders touch me. I don't like having spiders in my living space. So what I do have is I have a spider catching apparatus, which is a Pokeball that's about the size of a grapefruit maybe. I don't know how big grapefruits are, but it's bigger than a softball. And I got it at the Pokemon Center for buying too many Pokemon merchandise. They gave me a big Pokeball. So this is the perfect size Pokeball. It open and close. It's made of plastic. There's a spider. I put it in the Pokeball and then I take it outside. Easy, easy, skills, powerful. Big old purple spiders. Like the Muffet from Undertale? Are there other purple spiders? I feel like I know one. Who's the purplest spider? Save the spiders. Spiders don't deserve Shamura. Why does that sound familiar? It's not Shamu. Shamu's a whale. Oh, Cult of the Lamb! I remember you. Spider. Everybody look at this for a second and appreciate a beautiful creature. Shimmer is the purplest spider. Eradicate any spider in close proximity? Wrong. Incorrect. It's them! Spimder. I like how the wikis have moving images. More things should be able to move. Do you play as the villain in Cult of the Lamb? You play as the lamb. You play as a little cult. You can, I think you can I played Cult of the Lamb. I finished it. There's probably more game now. They released some DLC, I think. In fact, I think if you have a Nintendo Switch, you can download it for free, right? Like, you can play it for free today and tomorrow or something like that. But, like, you kind of have choices. Like, you can be good to your cult members, or you can be evil to them. Like, you can heal them and help them, or you can sacrifice them. You can, like, summon demons to possess them, or you can, I don't know, build them outhouses. If head lice lived in the head and bed bugs live in the bed, don't you dare end that sentence with roaches. Don't you move on to the roaches. Yeah, you can play it until tomorrow. It's a very fun game. It's a good game. The art is very cool. The gameplay is very fun. You're so nice to your cult members that you would revive them when they died of old age. Yeah, I'd revive the ones that I liked, and some of them I just let rest forever. Then why do roaches live near the fridge? Then you better go catch it. We have to know why this man hates Lightning McQueen. This man... I keep forgetting that I can bring my eyes back. And I guess my neck. And is that Garibaldo on my head? I think that's... Yeah, that's Garibaldo. I see his eyes and beak. You got Prince Albert in a can? We'll let him out of there. People are always saying this. You're indulging in your Bochi fixation. ABC, always be, fixation. What is this? Showing my exterminator a picture of a roach that I want him to kill and another picture of a roach that I want him to protect. That's the funny weed roach. Or is that man just literally talking about 2 different roaches? Is your fridge running? Well, you better go catch it. Is your refrigerator running? Well, you better go get him before he gets away. I think he was talking about weed. It's a little bit funnier, maybe, if he's just has 2 different species of roach in his house and he only likes one of them. You forgot how to unghost? Exclamation point ghost. It will toggle it. Oh yeah, how's everybody's Halloween? I keep pouring myself little cups of coffee and then forgetting. We're thinking it was 2 cockroaches. I'm assuming he was talking about like a roach, like a doobie Like, but wait, hold on. Somebody who knows about the weed, is a roach like the end of a weed bunt? Of the bumple? Like a roach is the baby bits of it at the end? Why would you just have that hanging around? Or is a roach like a specific kind? Now weed baggies. Making little baggies for the trick-or-treaters. The roach is the little bug who smokes every blunt with you. The roach is your friend who smoke with you and sit with you, and if you're having a... Can you have a bad weed trip? I think I've heard people having it from edibles, but I don't know if anybody's ever smonked too much that they had a bad time. I am also not knowledgeable in the weed. My entire experience with weed is I had a car in college and I would give kids rides home from work and they would be like, hey, you want some weed? And I'd be like, no, thank you. It's the remains of a weed blunt. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. Bad time. You want to have... Because most things that addle the mind, for lack of better words about it. Your mom gets paranoid when she smokes weed. Yeah, I've heard some people, it makes you a little paranoid. I've heard it give you munchies. But Ghost Sans Undertale just looks like I have a hole in my head. There is Fancy Pink Hat. There's a lot of hats. There's so many hats. Heard salvia is a very often bad time. Is salvia legal? I always heard that was one of the things that people would say, like, oh, is this weed? No, it's just salvia. It's fine. Weed is legal where I live. There's literally billboards for weed. I could call a phone number and have them deliver it to my house for... Now, I was going to say for free, but it's not for free. Oh, the hat command itself, I think, is for subs and mods, but there is a hat command in the channel points that you can do. That one for I forget how much it is. This is not that expensive. But I think temp hat is free for everybody, right? If you do exclamation point commands, it gives you a list of all the commands and tells you which ones who can do what's. Weed is also very legal where you live. It's wild. There we go. Oh, you can see the ox. Yeah, that's gonna... If I've programmed this hat thing correctly, as soon as Ox Temp runs out, it should go to hat 46. And if it doesn't... Oh, we're unghosted. If it doesn't, remind me, I'll make it happen. Salvia legality depend on the state. I don't even know what salvia is. It just is spelled very similar to saliva. You can ghost or... Anybody can ghost or unghost at any time. Ghost. I do like the little ox ghost. It's so small. Where are we in Lightning McQueen's story? This man was feeling physically ill because Toby got kidnapped by Lightning McQueen. When I got there, I let Daniel eat his snack and watch TV while I called Teresa and told her what had happened. Then I called Toby's parents to check in with them. There we go. There's Fancy Pink Hat. It's... Hold on, let me unsplode real quick. I spelled it wrong. Fancy Pink Hat looks weird in ghost form. Why no pink? Oh god, that's Garfield. Hold on. Wait, that's not... Why is it that Fancy Pink Hat? Hello? What? Excuse... There we go. Why did it do that? Why was it Garfield? Wait, what hat is Garfield? 141? Garfbaldo. My hat command is so busted. Hat command is so busted. There's Garfield. Lasagna. It was as I'd feared. Toby was missing, and the suspect had been driving a car that looked like Lightning McQueen. The police came by briefly to ask Daniel some questions. The officers were gentle, even though I don't think Daniel was able to give them anything of value. He was too young to understand the danger. I had heard an Amber Alert was issued, but I had a sinking fear in my stomach. It was too late. Lasagna. Garfield comes if you say lasagna or Garfield or I think Mondays. I considered keeping Daniel home from school the next day. I'd heard nothing about Toby being found. And that sick oh shit. Pink Hat looks cool as Ghost. Garfield. I'd heard nothing about Toby being found, and that sick feeling in my stomach hadn't passed. But eventually I relented. The school was still open and was being watched by the police. Maybe it was safer to let him go today. Reluctantly, I went through our morning routine and walked him to school, eyes peeled for that fucking Lightning McQueen car. You think the word is maybe bone or bones? Oh, I forgot! This, nobody gets the secret word yet! The other parents, dropping off their children, seemed grim and shifty. Huh? The demeanor was a little more guarded and uneasy. Some of the parents I usually chatted with ignored me in favor of making sure their own kids were safe. I didn't take that personally. Secret word, yes, there is a secret word. It's Halloween themed, and if you say it, there will be confetti, and it'll say that you got it, the secret word, and you will get 1 point. What are the points good for? Nothing. They're just there for fun. The closest guess so far has been Bite. And Yimpy. Yimpy. The real secret word though is you are humble and lovable. Bless you, sir. That's the real Bite of 87 right there, when underdog bite a coin. Does he show up if I say underdog? Wait, why didn't he show up with bless you, sir?
You're humble and lovable.
Bless you, sir.
You're humble and lovable.
Bless you, sir.
Oh, you know what? I think I know what it was.
You're humble and lovable.
Bless you, sir.
Bless you, sir. Have you heard of Up Dog? What's up, dog? What's up with you? But have you heard of I don't know, that's all the jokes there are.
You're humble and lovable.
Bless you, sir. I love that clip so much, and I have no reason to. I would play that 24/7 if I could, except for on Fridays, which Fishcore Friday has to play. But the reason it didn't go the first time is because I somehow
You're humble and
lovable. Bless you, sir. I somehow unhid the source on OBS, so the video was... Whatever triggered it, the video had already played, so it needed to hide it and replay it. You hate Fishcore Friday thumbnail? Feet hate it? Because it has feet in it? For a second, I thought Fishcore Friday triggered the Skittles, and I was a little concerned. What is booba? There they are. They're down there next to the hymns. Yeah, that's a booba. It's a little guy. He's round.
Zing, zing, zingba!
Zing, zing, zingba is a booba. God, the whole Going Under soundtrack is a bop. The emphasis on the feet? What emphasis on the feet? Hold on. Hold on. This song rocks. She has 1 foot showing. She's underwater. Would you rather her be wearing socks in the ocean? The lines are pointing mostly towards her chest, I think. Like what with the bubbles and the floaty things. You know what video game? I was gonna pull it up, but then I just found it was in the Discord. Didn't even notice there were feet there. Like, she has a foot. Never wears socks. I'm not wearing socks right now. Hold on. Wait, that's not it. I have to actually go in here. You can barely see the tops of my feet. You can't see, I'm not even wearing socks. I don't even have feet. There you go. No socks. Socks suck and you hate
You're
it so much.
humble and lovable.
Bless you, sir. Guess who saw the FNAF movie today? I'm assuming it's you. Is it good? I've heard mixed reviews. I don't think I've heard that it's terrible, but I've heard that it's either very good or very okay. Keeps your feet warm. Feet are good for when it's... wait, no. Socks are good for when it's cold. But normally, like, I don't mind socks and shoes. They protect me from blister. But more comfortable outside of sock in the home. Let your feet breathe a little bit. Just a little baby bit. Saw it with a friend. Unexplode. Do exclamation point unsplode. UNSPLOD. Oh. Oh shit, wait, we're playing Picross? That means I have to go get it. That means I have to go get my Switch. Personally loved it. I don't know any of the Five Nights at Freddy lore, but I do want to watch the movie and I have it downloaded. Okay, I'm just gonna walk away for a second. I'm gonna leave you all on this. Oh, there you go. You got it. You got the secret word. Yippee! It was fright. You did it. I'm clapping. I need to make a clapping for my tuber. Hold on. I have to make that note down. Yippee! Yippee! That was the secret word. And you know what? I have the thing. Yeah, they rhyme. Bite and fright. They sound the same, but different. Hear about FNAF, you picture your friend who hates FNAF, Five Nights at Functions. Oh, that's so good. Hold on. Clapping for VTuber. I still also need to rig quotes, but everybody, I'm gonna walk away. My eyes are gonna get weird. I might get real small. I'll be back. Stay safe. My heart rate also went way up because I walked like 10 steps. Okay, let's turn this on. Get the game capture open. Gonna throw that in Night's Chat with no context. Who needs context? Loading eyes. Fun fact, Freddy says friends now always forever in the movie Fun Fact. I don't know what that means. Is that a reference to the thing? Five Freddy's Fright Fest. Wow, wow, wow. This song is from Adventure Time. Hey, Ice King, why'd you steal our garbage? Friend called somebody in the movie a very, very inappropriate name. Was it valid? Oh, I have to do the thing where you can actually see the game, huh? Game, why you no capture? Hold 1 second. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow. That's also not supposed to look like that. There we go. Game. Game. There we go. I think I'm on Picross 2. By Splatoon. I will get my conch shells from the...
John Madden.
John Madden. Maybe you should pick Ross instead. Watch Bob Ross paint those pretty colors. Remember FNAF. Everyone, friends now, always, forever. Oh, because it stands for FNAF. Friends, Freddy, 5 nights at Friends Forever. There's sparkles in my eye. Should we keep the spooky music playing while the Picross music also playing? Fredgy. Picross is just like Bob Ross. There's a really good Bob Ross remix song about, oh, this is so many numbers. Can I? There we go. We're gonna listen to creepy music while we play this. Bum 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 bum. Nightbot says Tint is ageless and eternal. Oh, right. Nightbot's followage is broken. I bet I could set that up in StreamerBot, but I don't know how to do it. Boop, 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 bop, beep, boop. Well, this has to be the 3. Boop, 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 bow, bow. But I don't know what that does for me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 1. This has to be here. I'm smart, I know it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm thinking about math. Oh, you could do watch time. Watch time still works, I guess. Is that all of the hours that you've had the IFE stream just open for? Like, combined as if it was that many hours straight? 2 days of your life spent watching IFE. 21 hours. It's a lot of time. Wait, 0 seconds? You've never watched me? But you're watching me right now! Wait, what? Hello? It's a way to buy many sounds at once, or do you have to do it individually? I mean, a lot of the sounds, you can just say the word in chat and it'll trigger them. So, like, if you say nya, meow, and then meow spelled the French way, it'll play all 3 of the meow sounds at the same time. If you say, like, all of the funny sounds. There's all lanky noises. How come it says you have what? Oh, wait. No? Why you guys haven't ever seen me? 16 days, random game lover. That's wild. Who is IFE? Apparently you're IFE. How do I do this pubble? Where's this one? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the 0 seconds. Uncle Punch and Violet of Real have definitely been here before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Useless. Why is this a spooky song? Kirby Return to Dreamland. Put on Mr. L Green Thunder. I don't think I have that one. 1, 1, 2. I don't think I... Oh, I can do something here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did that do anything for me? Kirby returned. I guess this is a little bit spooky. You maybe? 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. Well, you have to be a 1, I guess. Which means you have to be a 1, and you have to be... No? You could be the 4. 1, 1, 1. Yeah, you could still be the 4. Say we kill word Nightbot. You're not all at... Wait. I think the kill word is kill word. Streams are 3 hours long, and it says 21 hours, that'll be 7 streams. Yeah, that's also not true. Wait. I don't know how it picks the watch time. Maybe it, like, doesn't count mobile apps? Maybe it has to be, like, on browser or something like that? I gotta figure out how to get the follow time, reset. Also, hold on. Should we reset the secret word? Should we pick a new one? Her little ghost who ate too much sugar. The Halloween gifts are so good. They're so good and powerful. Look at that guy go! Creeping skeletons, bats. Also the pumpkin behind the booba who's just going how do I do this? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Urgh.
21 hours. I can't do math. Reddit said maybe that would work, but it's still the same. Because also, that's through stream elements. I need to get rid of stream elements. There's nothing wrong with it. I just have everything through StreamerBot now, mostly. This has to be the 2. 1, 1, 2. 1. Yes. 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 I've didn't it. 3, 4, 5. Boo, boo. This one's not spooky. Or is it? The ghost drank too many ghosts. Can you drink ghosts? I would assume that you eat them, but you could probably slurp up a ghost. Violent if real. This can't be there, this can't be there. This can't be there, this can't be there. This has to be this has to be a 2. I think this has to be a 1. No? That has to be the 2. Wow, 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 wow. Yes, yes. Account was almost renamed to Violent Violet, but this sounds way too edgy. The thing about edgy and the thing about cringe is the older you get, the more you realize that the stuff that's considered cringe rocks, actually. Ringing noise scary. Ding-a-ling-a-ling? Tinnitus 54327. Just get rid of all that over here. This is so many numbers. This has to be the 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that has to go like that. And then this has to be a 1 because this is gonna be a 2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is too many numbers in a row. What did I mess up? What did I do bad? Do I use a hint or do I just start over? Heading to bed. Thanks for hanging out, Pass. Have a good night, good dreams. Don't let the toilet ice get you. What did I do bad? This whole row? The whole 1? The entire thing? But this has to be there. Wait, I'm grounded? Why am I grounded? Is it because I did bad at Picross? I'm ungrinded. Ice cream. Every day of my life I'm eating ice cream. I think I have to start over, maybe. I guess we're getting extended Picross. Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna do such a big smart. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1. Hello, sir. Can I help you? I've acquired 1 lap cap nap. 1, 2, 1. Are you gonna meow? My cat refused to meow. He says no meows. Only sit. 1, 2,
Meow.
1, 2, 3. Meow. 1, 2. I think that's right. If I'm smart and a genius, then this has to be the case. And then these have to be here because this is the 4. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Yes, it's all coming together. Trying to determine how much candy is good enough for trick-or-treaters so it's not too much for them, but also enough that they don't egg your house or something. Well, it depends on where you live also, because, like, I live in an apartment building that doesn't ever get any trick-or-treaters, so if somebody comes to my door, I have candy for you, but it might be very old. I am sorry for this. But nobody has come to my door like the last several Halloweens. So chances are it's just simply not gonna happen. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. This has to be correct. the only way it can fit. It's the only way. Give everybody king-size bars. If you have a lot of people come to your house, I don't know. I feel like kids should be able to just take a handful of candy. But also, if you have a lot of people come to your house regularly, like if you live on a street with a bunch of other houses that all decorate and kids are constantly coming, that's so much candy. Candy is expensive. Dollars aren't grow on trees, I think. Maybe you should just give kids the eggs. Buy a bunch of eggs, give them to children. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. One, two, one.
Candy!
Candy! I think that has to be the one. Because I can't fit a 1 and a 5 here. Which means this has to be there. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Close all that off. That can be closed. Your mom buys candy that she knows you will eat if not enough children show up. Yeah, that's the other thing is however much candy you get to have the leftovers. This is a secret of Halloween's candy. Need the ox hat to come back? What number was ox? I think you can find it if you do ox, if you search ox emoji. Find hat ox emoji. There it is. Are you leaving, sir? Goodbye. The cat has left. He did not meow, but he meow in our hearts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close that one. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Get rid of all of that. That can go away. That can go away. Surely I can do something here. This has to be a 1. This has to be the 3. Hello, trick-or-treaters. Here's the eggs already. Just finished egging my house by 8. Tell them it's like a Kinder egg. Or a Cadbury egg. Those is candy, I think. I know those from candy. 1, 1, 1, 2. This has to be this because it's the only way it can fit. I think. This is kind of a big puzzle. This is 2. 1, 1, 2, 1. This is kind of so many brains puzzle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get rid of you. You have to be a 1 because there's only 1s in this row. Cadbury eggs are only for Easter. Well, consider buying a bunch of them for Easter and then handing them out for Halloween. Wouldn't that be a twist? This is a 2. I know that from counting to 2. This has to be the 3. 1, 1. Oh, I can do some stuff here. But just a little bit. Wouldn't it be wild if you went trick-or-treating and the house handed out just like entire chocolate rabbits? Like those Dove Easter bunnies? That would be like a best case scenario, I think. Because those things are very good and a whole lot of chocolate. One, 2, 1. Oh, wait. I messed this up. It's okay. This has to be a 1. That means... this has to be the 2? And this is the 5? Made up virtual insanity. Be confused, but you would want it. It's good. It's good chocolate. Hand out Toblerone bars. Now that would be wild. You know, I do just have like an assortment of Christmas candies from Christmases past. I could hand out the C's Awesome Nut and Chew Bar. This Happy Moments Choco Pie Black Sugar Milk Tea. This Gummy Dolphin. No way I'm giving away my Moose Munch bar. Wake up tomorrow, Ify's illegal to watch? What did I do? What crimes did I commit? Wait. How you said Adobe Animate was soft locked? Isn't in Task Manager and F4 isn't working? Alt F4? That can't be right. It has to be in Task Manager. Somewhere. You mean Adobe isn't in Task Manager at all, or just the window isn't? Is it one of those windows that's like, we've located that you're not using a genuine Adobe product, and you better fix it. Because those are... This has to be the 1, I think, because it can't be the 3. Just a blank window. Wait, so it pops up. Were you using Adobe Animate beforehand? Peep stream chat? Oh yeah, I forgot. We're on the internet. We can show pictures. The one that says Adobe Animate? Huh. Interesting. So Adobe Animate isn't in your Task Manager at all? Distracted by the Mario. Marario. This has to be the 2. And this has to be A1. Marario objects. Hello. This has to be the 2. This could be any old one. I think that has to be part of the 2. Does it? We could do 1. This has to be A1. This has to be a 1. Why am I so bad at this pick, Ross? Wait. No, wait, actually, no, we're okay, we're okay. Are we okay? Are we okay? I don't think we're okay. Ivy at the club? Oh, I gotta add, hold on, I gotta add long him. Hold on, we have to make a long him. Long him has to be a pop-up. This is very important. Hold on, this is so important. Hold on, this is extremely and very important. Excuse me, pardon me.
Oh no!
Oh no! He's growing. Wait, where did Clip Studio Paint literally just go? rock your body right. Bow, bow, now, 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 bow, bow, now, now, bow. That's the Backstreet's Back. All right. We want pop up. There we go. Oh, him long is huge. Let's put this in a little popped up window. Great and beautiful and wonderful and incredible. Wow. Look at that. Ow. Violence. And then we invert it and we crop it and... Ow. Violence. This is pop-up number 24. We gotta add it to the pop-up list. And then we gotta... Jarvis, attack Ivy, please. We gotta... increase the decrease. Pop-up is now good to go. Pop-up is now exist to go. Has like a little belly in this picture. Him eat and get so long. What have I done here? I've messed this up very badly. Maybe not so badly, actually.
Meow.
Meow. We're gonna get rid of all this. And it's gonna be okay. Ooh-doo-doo. This has to be there, because this is the only way this can fit. Bow, 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 bow. Meow. Change the way we feel, because we can always take but never give.
Meow.
Goggles startup sound? Meow. That's a pretty good sound to get. It's one of the rare sounds from being rare. All right, we gotta do something here. This is not gonna be anything, so this has to be the 2. This might be the 2, or it might be the 1. Change the way we feel, because we can always take but never give.
Meow.
Jarvis, play Crazy World, please. Meow. Meow is a very good sound. They really popped off with that one. Ha 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 ha, because it's from the video game RPG titled Off. Ha ha. Nightcar Whales is also a pretty good secret. It's a pretty good secret sound to get. You know, Siri Me Wee Hee Hee is also in the sound pool now. But also you can just get that one if you say it. Siri Me Wee Hee Hee.
Siri me wee hee hee.
Siri Me Wee Hee Hee Hee. What do I do here? This has to be a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, do I know about what one? Let me click that link. Oh, that's so loud to my ears. Hold on. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Oh, that's beautiful. They sound exactly like Yoshi's. Oh, it's so beautiful. Here's my, problematic trait is I genuinely and unironically enjoy the song Creep by Radiohead. It's a very pretty song. Why are there so many of these? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This has to be the 2, right? It can't be anything but the 2. Yoshi has permanently been tainted for you? What happened to Yoshi? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Get rid of all of you. You're not anything, you're not anything, you're not anything. You have to be the 2. We're good here. We're good to go here. We're Gucci golden. Super Mario Brothers ZG? Zugu. This has to be the 3. Can't be anything else other than a 3. This has to be a 1 because only 1s exist. And it's telling me that this has to be a 1. Mathematics. Don't know the atrocities of Super Mario 3D Joshi. I don't know about Joshi. Does Joshi have sick combos that are unfair to fight against? Game over. Game over. Hi, Vibri. Yoshi is extremely safe. You can't punish him for shit? Good character. Top tier, even. Boo! Bow, bow, bow. This can't be a 2. You're a 2? Ow. Oh, there he is, long him! At last,
No.
Is Super Mario Brothers ZG Yoshi's moveset the same as Super Smash Brothers Yoshi moveset? Or do they have different guy moves? Whoa, it's a crazy world we're living in. Crazy world real! Crazy world real! One, two, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. There's the 3. Happy Halloween, everyone! Oh, happy! It's 9:30 already. This. Oh yeah, this is bonus level Plock, I think. Yeah, Plock. This is so much Picross. This is the creepiest pasta of them all, is Picross. This has to be a 2. This can't be anything. This has to be a 2. This is done. This has to be a 2. This is done. You can't be there. You guys Now have I messed this up again? I think I have messed this up again. We need a real Valentine's Day. Do there you go. V-Day him. There's V-Day command. It's real. It's real. Confirmed, confirmed, confirmed. There's a whole set of those V-Days it could be. You could have gotten Bart Bicycle. You could have gotten, Thank you, Nightbot. Do I just have to, like, force my way through this? I've already messed it up, and I know I've already messed it up. Or maybe I haven't. Maybe we're okay still. Maybe. Who's in that locket? It's him! Exclamation! There's beans! Valentine's Day, your Valentine is a can of baked beans. There's so many Valentines it could be. Beans! It could be the moon. Could be Pee Wee Herman. He got beans. Oh, that's Bart Bicycle. Wait, it doesn't necessarily have to be there. No, that's George Geef.
Honk.
Honk. This has to be it, I think.
Wappo!
Wappo! Wappo's a really good sound. Ah. This is the part that I messed up very badly. Yippee! Yippee! 3, 4, 5. I guess we'll figure this out when we get to the end. When we get more to the end. Something will not be right here. And then we can just clear out the entire road. I forgot about the egg noodle command. It's when you have a noodle but it's got eggs in it. Or a noodle with egg on top. Was 16,000 Slim Jims a command? I know if you eat that many, you'll die. I don't remember if we made a command about it, though. This has to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. There we go. And this has to be the 1. This doesn't necessarily have to be the 1. Hold on. I'm cheating a little because I just remember that from last time. You're done. Everybody get scrunk. Drink a little more sody. Sody good. Oh, this has to be 1, and that's nothing. We're like getting there, sort of. This can be there, this can be there. This is done, so this is the 5, and this is the 1, and this is the 6, and this is the 1. Oh wait, no, we didn't mess it up. Why did I think it was wrong? What did I think was counted bad? It was pomegranates. It was pomegranates. Yippee! Yippee! We just put that away. Do you think I... Was that a lanky woohoo? I do like you guys being crazy in chat. It's not as fun a stream if people aren't having a good time in chatting. But now I can get rid of this. And, go back to why I hate Lightning McQueen. Now this is a good song. The demeanor was more guarded and uneasy. Some of the parents I usually chatted with ignored me in favor of making sure their own kids were safe. I didn't take that personally. A lot had chosen to stay home. I didn't blame them for that. If he's alive again, I have unghosted. I watched Daniel until he was safely inside the school and walked home slowly, my feet almost dragging on the sidewalk. It wasn't until I got home that I remembered something I'd completely forgotten about in the stress that had defined last night. Oh wait, you can't see story. Hold on, there we go. Urkel, the cat. Do you guys remember this is an important plot point from earlier? It's been a long time, I know. There was a lot of squares in the middle, but Urkel is still outside and missing. Definitely got eaten by Lightning McQueen. As I got closer to the house, I spotted him on the street. Recognition immediately tore my mind away from every other thought as I saw that tuft of orange fur, and I broke into a run, already fearing the worst. Did I do that? I've never seen an episode of Urkel's family before in my life. But I know about Dark Urkel Tribute. And I know that he liked cheese. His green eyes stared vacantly upwards, and his mouth was open, with flies already beginning to inspect it. This had been recent. This had just happened. Ghost of the Top is literally me when I'm 8 years old and have 17 of pixie sticks. Powered by the powers of the pixie powder. If that ghost was making a sound, what sound do you think it would making? I couldn't bring myself to look at the blood splatter on the pavement and the guts. I wanted to be sick and I wanted to cry. As if this week couldn't possibly get any worse. First a car hit my tree. Then a car took a kid. Now a car killed my cat. These couldn't possibly all be the same Lightning McQueens. Smiling Friends-esque noise. I still need to watch Smiling Friends. I need to watch so many shows. You asked 3 of your college friends from different areas if they knew people in middle school who snorted Smarties, and they all said yes, and their school banned pixie sticks because of that. I feel like I feel like a kid did, like, snorted a pixie stick or a Smartie and immediately regretted it. Because, like, that stuff probably just hurts. I don't think you get any psychedelic effect from inhaling pixie sticks. I think it just hurts your nose and then your lungs. Smiling Friend's so good. I heard it's so good. And I seen a clip of it and it looks so good. And the colors and the shapes of it look good. I'm still making my way through Futurama. I finally made it to season 8. I finally started it on season 8. Season 7 was a little rough. Every other season is good still, though. Also, you don't even get to taste the sugar. Yeah, the whole point of sugar is you put it on your tongue and it tastes good. Why would you put it in your nose? Pixie sticks don't get digested. It stays in your stomach forever. This is not real, I lied. That was always wild to me, too. People that were like, this food just stays in your stomach forever. And I'm like, I don't think any food stays in your stomach forever. I think if you eat a penny, it'll find its way out. This is an Earthbound song? I forgot about the Tendas. We're basically synced on Futurama. I think I watched the first episode of season 8, maybe the first 2. Yeah. Oh no, is 8 worse? Fry's voice is making you sad. Is it a new voice actor, or are they just out of practice for like 10 years? So I will say, like, early season 7 wasn't terrible, but it just kind of dropped in quality real fast. I'm so full from pixie sticks, yum! He's just like 75. Okay, yeah, he's just old and out of practice. It must feel very weird to be a voice actor and have to go back to voicing a character you haven't had to voice in like a decade. It was a little hard, was it season 5? Season 7? If you could do a good Ash Ketchum. I don't remember what Ash says. Pikachu! No! Don't get eaten by Team Rocket! Something like that, right? I'm so sad that Urkel is dead. Yes. I cleaned up the mess, giving poor Urkel a shroud in a garbage bag that I shoveled. I haven't watched Pokemon in a hot minute. Timothy? Timothy Hat? Real? Giving poor Urkel a shroud in a garbage bag that I shoveled him into and burying him out back. I was just finished burying it when the landscapers arrived to take care of the tree. Could have asked those landscapers to dig your cat grave. Game Lover just hates man sheep. For good reason. Man sheep is a little terrifying. That being said, I love that hideous beast. But Timothy is also very good. With he spindly legs and funny mask. You're curious how good your voice actings are? The thing about voices is you can make so many voices. They won't always sound like the voices you're trying to make them be voice of. Chat, are grandfather clocks Halloween objects? No. They're clock objects. Though this song is TikTok clock. I don't know why this is in my Halloween soundtrack. I guess it's a little bit spooky. I want to learn more funny voices. I guess you can always, I just need to practice more funny voices. The thing about funny voices is you have to find them, and you have to find them by making weird sounds. And it's very easy to find voices if you make weird sounds at people just for funsies. When I used to live with my parents and my brother and I would essentially just improv a fake TV show. And so we would just make up characters and play out whole episodes. I have a recording of at least one of them somewhere. I need to find where it's saved. But, hard to find time to make random voices. Maybe I need to make car drive time be funny voice time. Oh yeah, your your channel point redeem ones are good voice acting. I don't know anything about Sonic or Shadow the Hedgehog or I don't know their voices. All I know is Sonic eat a chili dog, Shadow has a gun. But voice sound good. Urkel is dead. As they worked, I sat in my living room, still trying to process all that had happened over the past few days. On the surface, I tried to tell myself that this was all a random series of events, unconnected and unfortunate. But it felt like much more than that. 3 surreal vehicle incidents in less than 3 days, all coinciding with the arrival of that fucking Lightning McQueen model? This song makes you scared? Grumble Volcano? Or the TikTok clock song? I love Grumble Volcano. It's one of my favorite maps because you go fast. Ruby's Shadow is spot on. Hell yeah. I know that Shadow talks about... I know nothing about what Shadow talk about. Oh, the Earthbound Threed zombie song. Threed was a wild, like... Earthbound was just a wild game where, like, the tone of it was all over the place in the best way possible. Kermit, Mr. Snake, Solid, and Garfield. Have I heard your Garfield redeem? I don't know if I have. I feel like the only times I'm in there, I only hear Shadow. And Otakon shows up during your Snake redeems. Solid Snake is cool. I only know Snake's voice from Smashing Brothers. Can you do Snake? I don't think so. He's got like a grumbly voice, right? Like, Otakon. I cannot. Otakon. What is this, Pikachu that I'm fighting against? He seems like some kind of Yellow rodent. I don't think I can do a snake. Hold on. Let me find a video of his voice. Solid snake clip. Voice clip. Metal Gear quotes burned into my memory.
Waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh?
Aren't you always keeping people waiting?
That guy always keeps you waiting.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Just a box.
I can just say the words, kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? I don't think I could do a snake voice. I don't think my vocal cords make that shape.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. Kept you waiting, huh? I could just become a snake. Now, what is this song? Mischievous Demons Football? Oh, Footfall. Metal Gear Solid is cool because you think it's a super serious game, but it's actually the craziest shit ever. I need to play a Metal Gear. Have a lower register, you're better at doing the deep gravelly voices. I can only do a deep gravelly voice if I go like no longer actual voice, but just like a demon that live in your closet. Like, kept you waiting, huh? Like, I can only go that kind of gravelly. I don't think I can do actual grown-ass man voice. I can do 10-year-old boy, maybe. Spooky. Kept you waiting, huh? And definitely doing that a lot will kill your throat. Where did that come from? Voice. Y'all don't even know the depths of the sounds that I would be making if I didn't live in an apartment that shared walls with other people. I can make some vile noises, many of which are loud and or high-pitched. But I will not do that to my neighbors at 9:46 p.m. on a Monday night. Oh, this is Yummy Remix, Yummy Remix. Every song in Mighty Switch Force is a bop. It seemed too crazy to be true. I try not to think about it. If you're only using a mere 5% of their power, it's true. I have so much power y'all don't even know about. I could be... sounds. You know about Lanky Kong? You know about Ash... Oh! That's such a good gif. Heart rate is too low. Here's how to fix that. Did it get lower? No, it's going up. Mimed reader. One step ahead of you. Jumped scare. Manatee is the real jump scare. Or Waffles jump scare. Tried not to think about it and turned on the TV, watching the news to try and take my mind off this. That didn't work either. There'd been a murder. Not just a hit and run. Oh no. Worse than that. Two of them! So many Lankies Wow! I like that one. What is that? It's working. Mammoty. I think this song is whispering to me. We are approaching 90, back down to 74. In fact, my heart rate might drop low enough that I just explode. I think it's if I go under 65? There's definitely like whispering in this song by Jake Kaufman. Jake Kaufman makes great music. I'm pretty sure Jake Kaufman is the one who did the Hey, Ice King, why'd you steal our garbage soundtrack also? Kaufman. Cough, cough. Ahem, ahem. That's my imitation of a cough by actually coughing. Sorry, wait, who murdered? Oh, the TV. There was a murder, not a hit and run. Oh no, worse than that. A car had gone off the road right into the living room of a house not far from where I lived. They'd all been killed in the accident. Well, almost all of them. There was no sign of the driver or the car. And then they revealed the names of the deceased. Names I recognized. They weren't friends, no. I don't even think I knew where they lived until then. But I met them out front of Daniel's school. Oh, he's also the Shovel Knight man? No wonder Shovel Knight soundtrack a bop. TV and run. Hit the TV and just go. And when they showed a picture of the house, a house almost identical to mine, I couldn't help but notice there wasn't a tree out front of that house. But there was a fresh mound of dirt where the tree had once been. A mound of dirt that looked a lot like the one that would be outside my house very soon. Sus. I felt myself start to shake. There was no denying this, or if there was, I just didn't want to deny it. Something was wrong. And I didn't even know how to begin to explain any of it. Some lunatic in a Lightning McQueen car was driving around, kidnapping children and crashing into things? It occurred to me that if he'd been behind all that damage, then perhaps his car would show signs of wear. There'd been no such thing when I'd last seen it, but that wasn't much of a comfort, was it? I watched that report on the news, unable to understand the why behind any of this, until eventually I decided that I just didn't care. Now, why didn't matter. The police could handle that. All I needed was to take care of my family. I booked the hotel right then and there. 3rd floor, where no car could possibly reach us, and I set to packing our things immediately. Advertisements. Is the car gonna crash into the 3rd floor of the hotel? When Tint gifted you a sub and you got addicted to this stream, it's one hit of objects and funny sounds and you'll never stop. When the time came to get Daniel, I didn't bother making him a snack. Rude. I called Teresa and told her to come home. I told her it was urgent and then went to get Daniel. I figured I could meet her at home and we could leave immediately. Daniel seemed quieter when I picked him up, and I kept a brisk pace on the walk home, holding his little hand tightly. Is Toby coming back? He asked me as we walked. I don't know, I replied. I hope so. I hope the police bring him back safe. Me too, Daniel said quietly, glancing over his shoulder. It seems like such a minor conversation, kind of thing I wouldn't even remember later. But I remember it now. I remember the last time I spoke to my son. When we got home, Teresa was already there, and she almost sprinted towards me. By the time I was close enough to see why, I barely noticed her at all. What? Where my front door had once been, now there was a gaping hole of splintered wooden drywall, roughly the size of a car. It looked strikingly similar to the house I'd seen on the news earlier. How would you describe this type of stream? ADHD is pretty accurate. Lore moment. Chaos. Fun times. How do we make it go mainstream? Creepypasta stream. I think just having fun with it, all one word. Simply having fun with it. The tire tracks on my lawn passed over where the tree had once been, and I felt that gnawing sickness in my stomach return as I realized that I could have easily been inside the house when the car had come. Paul, what the fuck is going on? Teresa cried, and in the back of my mind I was almost grateful for the damage, since at least my concerns had been vindicated. Nobody should be happy that their house has been crashed by a car. I'll explain later. We need to go. Now. Get in the car. I'll get the suitcases. I've already booked a hotel, I said, and handed Daniel off to her. I headed towards where my front door had once been and hurried through the ruins of my house upstairs to get our luggage. Why is that a link? Hey. What? It links to utlip.com/topic/luggage baggage. I'm gonna click this. What? Paid promotion. It's for a site that doesn't exist. It's like, utilp.com. Buy this domain. Are they trying to advertise me luggage that I can buy? Luggage that I can buy? Advertisements. Or did they just want it to be read, so they linked it? If you can get viruses from that. I have an ad block. I have antivirus. We're good. It didn't download anything to my PC. As I retrieved the suitcase from mine and Teresa's room, I saw him through the window. Lightning McQueen parked patiently across the street. My eyes widened in horror. The model had taken some damage. The paint was scratched, and one of the mirrors had broken off. I'd expected whoever was behind the wheel of that goddamn thing to be long gone, but no. They'd just been waiting for another chance. I didn't waste my time with the suitcases. I didn't waste my time with luggage.com. I sprinted back down the stairs as I heard the engine rev. I wasn't even at the door when I heard the sickening crunch of metal on metal and Teresa's scream of agony. Hi, Hecka, we're reading Lightning McQueen Copypasta. When I got out the door, I saw just what had happened to her. She was pinned between the side of her van and Lightning McQueen. The model had hit her head on and back. Lightning McQueen parked menacingly as you come back to your room. Lightning McQueen has been kidnapping children and doing car murders and tree murder. Why is it Lightning McQueen? The model had hit her head on and backed up, leaving her to collapse uselessly to the ground. Through the windows of the van, I could see Daniel, clearly terrified. Lightning hit the van again, tires rolling over Teresa as it did, and the van rocked. I screamed, but remained frozen. Frozen and helpless. Honestly, valid reason to hate Lightning McQueen. I would hate Lightning McQueen, too, if he kidnapped a child in my neighborhood, crashed into my tree, crashed into my house, crashed into my wife, crashed into the car my child was in. Daniel was struggling to escape. He opened the door of the van as Lightning reared up to ram it again and looked at me before running towards me. I might have screamed. I can't remember if I did. Like, the picture in my head of Lightning McQueen just ramming into a car is not scary. Gengar emote. Oh yeah, Twitch just has like some good Pokemon emotes. Just like as global emotes. Lightning swerved away from the van, going around it and hitting the speed again. Daniel froze in his tracks, looking into the headlights of the oncoming car as it sped towards... Did the cars, they had headlights, right? They definitely had headlights. And in the blink of an eye, overtook him. That snarling mouth hit Daniel head on and slammed him against the brick of my house. Just one quick movement before the car shifted into reverse. I lost control of myself. I ran towards Daniel, but I could tell that there was no saving him. I can only hope he died on impact. The headlights of the car fixated on me, and with tears in my eyes, I looked towards them, waiting for them to bear down on me. It's fucking Lightning McQueen, though. But they didn't. Lightning McQueen idled, its driver, if there was a driver, studying me from behind the eyes on the windshield. Then finally, the car pulled back. Poor person is telling us their trauma and we're laughing. Look at all those good Pokemon emotes. And don't forget about Lechonk. Lechonk is in there too, I know. I heard sirens in the distance and could only watch helplessly as Lightning McQueen sped off into the distance, the blood of my wife and son on his grille. Is that how you spell car grill? With an E at the end? There's Lechonk. It honks! Because there's a honk in chunk. Thank you, Pokemon. I'm told the police found pieces of the car abandoned in a dumpster a few kilometers away. Whoever had made the thing. Honk. Whoever had made the thing just swapped out what they couldn't fix to keep the vehicle looking somewhat pristine. Of course, they never found out just who it was or even why they did it. They took Teresa off of life support last week. Beep beep. Right, the Pokemon one started with Poke, but Lechonk does not, because Lechonk is beyond Pokemon. This is just Christine, but Lightning McQueen instead. What is Christine? Is Christine a car that came to life? They took Teresa off life support last week after the doctors declared complete brain death. Her loss was another painful blow. Can't say how much I spent on trying to save her. More than I had, I'm sure. I'm told that her organs might help save some lives, but that's not much consolation. I've buried her beside Daniel. She loved him as much as I did. And if it had been me, it's what I'd have wanted. I saw in the news that a Lightning McQueen model tore through a playground last month, killing 6 people. Where car? 4 of them were I was waiting for the part where this man starts turning into, a new Lightning McQueen or like Mater or something. John Carpenter film about a killer car. Lightning McQueen could kill so many people and nobody would ever know. 4 of them were kids. I've heard it mentioned as having been seen in a few cases of child abductions too. No, Nightbot, inappropriate time to yippee. I still don't know why. Maybe some sick bastard out there just likes killing kids and making his car look like Lightning McQueen was the best way to make them get close. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever get any answers. What I know for sure is that I have nothing left in this world. Daniel's gone and so is Teresa. As I write this, I'm sitting in a motel room that I know I can't afford. I don't suppose it matters. If the sleeping pills don't do their work, I'll just try something else later. All I can say is this. If you ever see a model of Lightning McQueen on your street, get the hell out of town. Bom bom bom. This was rated 8.56 stars out of 10 from 334 people. I love how this reminds me of those haunted car movies like The Car, Christine, Maximum Overdrive, and more. But you know what's terrifying in this story? The fact that a Lightning McQueen car was the cause of the deaths and missing people. To be honest, I loved the Cars movies since I was a kid. I also watched the sequels and I loved them, but this story sends chills to my spine. I mean, imagine this happening in real life. You saw a Lightning McQueen car, then one day it started attacking everyone. That's pure traumatization right there. Just picture that. Your childhood favorite was out only to kill you and the others. I'm also wondering on what Lightning McQueen in this story. Does he exactly looks like from the movies, or he looks like a red car with a design on him? That's what I'm wondering in this story. And another question. Does he had a driver or is he driverless? If he's driverless, he's a lie. What a good comment. Yeah, just like you said, Christine, get out of town. Do you have someone liking Cars 2? I don't know if I ever saw Cars 2. I watched the first Cars and it was all right. I mean, it's movie. Okay, wow. Lightning McQueen is now my #1 fear in life. Lightning McQueen says, completely false. These are all lies. I think he saw Cars 2 but can't remember any of it. I feel like you wrote this story off a dare, lol. The concept sounds so hilarious and ironic. Yet, it was genuinely a good read and mysterious. I bet someone told you, bet you can't make Lightning McQueen scary. I really hoped Daniel won't die, but you killed him. Crying face. Great pasta. Ka-chow. He didn't even say ka-chow once. He shoulda. I'm a story and comic book writer, and I find this really entertaining and emotional. Great job, sir. I just want to ask if I can use this story as a revenge backstory and create a vigilante superhero? What? You gonna make somebody who fights Lightning McQueen? See, there is now a child that is afraid of Lightning McQueen during that time. 2020, Turtle is now afraid of Lightning McQueen forever. #1 fear in life. As much as I, as a kid, liked Lightning McQueen, after I read this, I understood that Lightning McQueen is a prime target for the children. They are mad crazy when they see lightning. Vigilante out for Lightning McQueen would be great. Honestly, it would. I would read that comic. Great story. Very original and fresh, but super creepy. Very well written, too. Are you trying to make me cry? Was this car in question, by any chance, a Subaru? Because if so, don't be surprised. Subaru made the planes that attacked Pearl Harbor back when they were known as the... Sorry, what? Huh? Sorry, wait, what? What? It's not Lightning you should hate, it's Subaru. Personally, I like Lightning and can assure you that's not him. That's some filthy child murderer who tricked out his Subaru to look like him to lure kids closer. This made me despise Lightning McQueen. This story could be true, guys. Stuff like this is possible for those of you parents out there. Be a lot more careful. Still really great story, awesome pasta. I would have preferred no driver and no dead cat, but still scary nonetheless. That was a fun read, nicely done. Fantastic read. I loved how such a freshly new and original pasta gave me some classic OG creepypasta vibes. This definitely feels like it would be right up there with all the most iconic ones. Very nicely done. This was the first creepypasta I ever read. I have listened to them on YouTube, but reading this was very interesting. I'm not sure if this was real, but if so, I hope the best. It had a lot of detail, and I could really feel the pain and misery. How did you get this idea? How did you get this idea? Nido Sprout Raid! Welcome in, welcome in. Ryan disposed of your grandma? Why would you do this? Did she need to be disposed of? Did you guys have a fun time playing the forest? Were you in the forest and was it spooky? Did you plant or see a tree? Did you dispose of a grandma? Was it good? We just finished reading a Lightning McQueen creepypasta. She did not see a forest, did not see a tree, or did not dispose of a grandma. Wait. She had it coming? Grandma had it coming? Wait. Mary Winter perished by Purple Hand from Freddy? No, wait. Yeah, that one's from Freddy, right? A Fredbear Purple friend? We just finished reading this story about why I hate Lightning McQueen, which was about a guy who Lightning McQueen killed his wife and son in house. Freddy Freaker is here. See, normally we stop at 10 o'clock, but we didn't actually... Fredbear is your favorite FNAF character. We only read like one creepypasta. Did we read something before this? Did we literally just read Why I Hate Lightning McQueen? We played a lot of Picross. Purple didn't do Phone Guy's grandma. Purple Guy did do Purple to the grandma. Purple Guy was a murder man, right? That was his whole deal. He's made of pixels and he maybe killed a kid. I'm pretty sure like if there's a character in Fred Nights at Five Guy, there's like a 70% chance that they killed a kid. Oh, right, we read the Neopets creepypasta. I forgot. I forgot about that one. I did IP% this also. We looked up some stuff. We looked up some Metal Mesh. I think we can read one more, right? We can find a short one and finish off the night with a creepypasta. Do we read one that's actually scary? I have all these things open. I don't know if any of them are good or not. I know some of them are popular. This is just Shimura. We can close you. We can close Yoshi Creep. We can close Kept You Waiting, huh? Wait, the stream ends? Stream normally ends at 10, but it is Spookaloween. It's a holiday. It's Holler of Day. Do you guys wanna... What's the one that had a funny name? Do you guys want to read about Hoodie the Hooded Man? He's probably a guy with a hood. Lightning McQueen is scary. Herobrine is Minecraft. This is only 2 minutes. Candlejack is less than a minute. This one's 10 minutes. We don't need to read Zalgo. Maybe we can read multiple. It's just a bad dream. Streams never end. Ikbar is 6 minutes. Hold on. How long was... How long was Why Do I Hate Lightning McQueen? 13 minutes. Okay, this took us longer than 13 minutes. Herobrine and Candlejack can be read. All right. Let's start with... I want to actually know who Candlejack is. He who should really not be named Candlejack. And you're never waking up. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Lightning McQueen is a car that's alive. That's just not right. Cars should be dead and we should drive around them. Cars should be a box that you go inside and sometimes you put other things in there like luggage or tissue boxes or blankets. In this world, there exists a spirit neither male nor female. This spirit is covered with a dark cloth, with a separate white cloth to cover its head. It is said to carry an enormous brown burlap sack in which it holds its victims. It is said that the second its name has been called out, either directly or indirectly, the person is collected and becomes the property of the spirit. Okay, so this is the Candlejack where if you say the name, you just get, like, taken away. And the icon Candlejack. I've been saying this name a lot, and I haven't even disappeared even once. Many who have witnessed the appearance have been said to have gone insane and were later found with their eyes gouged out. The spirit is very, very real, and failure to prevent the mention of its name will cause Candlejack to come and whisk you a advertisements, advertisements, advertisements. Everybody go follow Nidosprout, by the way. Go click that button, and you're going to click it, and you're going to see it, and you're going to love it, and you're going to laugh it, and you're going to live it, and you're going to follow, and you're going to give $1 million billion to charity. A hearse is a dead box that drives a box that is full of dead, so dead and also many a box. Yes. Absolutely correct all of the ways. If I read it in my head, does that mean anything? I know it's a creepypasta, not real, but still I like to get chills every once in a while. I love creepypastas. They're awesome. Short, but still a good pasta. The title didn't have the last words, Candlejack. I would have thought the story would be about Voldemort. Yay, Candlejack is here to represent the NB community. Can you guys beef it? Candlejack let him publish the story before putting him in his sack. Such a kind soul. We stand NB Candlejack. What an icon. Candlejack. Yo, non-binary represent. And agender, sort of. But at least one creepypasta recognizes us. This man is dead. Thanks, Orange Hammer. This man is dead. Wait. You mean to tell me that there will be a man casually walking outside with a sack full of screaming people when somebody asks him what's in the bag? He's gonna say, oh, people want to see, and they'll say, I'm good, and usually go on with their day. Like, this story makes no sense whatsoever. 4 out of 10 for me. Non-binary pride. Bob Ross. Is there a Bob Ross creepypasta, do you think? There must be. Oh, Bob Ross was the one who left that message. We can read Herobrine. 2 minutes. I had recently spawned a new world in single-player Minecraft. Everything was normal at first. As I began chopping down trees and crafting a workbench, I noticed something move amongst the dense fog. I have a very slow computer, so I have to play with a tiny render distance. I thought it was a cow, so I pursued it, hoping to grab some hides for armor. Wait, Ivy? What am I waiting? Is there a Lanky Kong creepypasta? Hold on. There's almost certainly a Donkey Kong 64 creepypasta. This says we're gonna read through Herobrine. Actually, hold on. Lanky Kong creepypasta. You can't write a creepypasta about Bob Ross. He's simply too pure for this world. Ooh. Here's a Donkey Kong 64 creepypasta. Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna read this Minecraft, and then we're gonna read Lanky Kong. I just said that for dramatic effect. Wait. What if monkey's scary, though? It wasn't a cow, though. Looking back at me was another character with the default skin, but his eyes were empty. I saw no name pop up, and I double-checked to make sure I wasn't in multiplayer mode. He didn't stay long. He looked at me and quickly ran into the fog. I pursued out of curiosity, but he was gone. We get a creepypasta about Herobrine, but when we're gonna get a creepypasta from the perspective of Herobrine and the villain is Steve. Oh, is that who Herobrine is? Is he's like a guy a ghost in the Matrix of Minecraft, the Matrix? I continued on with the game, not sure what to think. As I expanded the world, I saw things that seemed out of place for the random map generator to make. 2x2 tunnels in the rock, small perfect pyramids made of sand in the ocean, and groves of trees with all their leaves cut off. I would constantly think I saw another player in the deep fog, but I never got a better look at him. And I tried increasing my render distance too far whenever I thought I saw him, but it was to no avail. Advertisements. I saved the map and went on the forums to see if anyone else had found the pseudo player. There were none. I created my own topic, telling of the man and asking if anyone had a similar experience. The post was deleted within 5 minutes. Yeah, here we go. Plock, baby. Plock boss theme. Let's go. Herobrine is a fake villain made by Minecraft community to get to explain weird glitches or bugs. Oh, he's like a cryptid. A digital cryptid. Want to share these lines from the Bob Ross creepypasta? He climbed over my windowsill, being careful not to disturb the hot pie that was cooling for later, and then he quickly ejected the VHS, inserted it into the slipcase, climbed back out the window, and took my pie with him? Bob Ross stole this guy's pie? That's the realest creepypasta. I tried again and the topic was deleted even faster. I received a PM, that's private message, from a user named Herobrine containing one word: stop. When I went to look at Herobrine's profile, the page 404'd. I received an email from another forum user. He claimed the mods can read the forum user messages, so we're safer using email. The emailer claimed that he had seen the mysterious player too, and had a small directory of other users who had seen him as well. Their worlds were littered with obviously man-made features as well, and described their mystery player to have no pooples. Me when Bob Ross took my pie. Arrgh! That's the sound that Jumba makes. About a month passed until I heard from my informant again. Some of the people who had encountered the mystery man had looked into the name Herobrine and found that name to be frequently used by a Swedish gamer. After some further information gathering, it was revealed to be the brother of Notch, the game's developer. I personally emailed Notch and asked if he had a brother. It took him a while, but he emailed me back a very short message. I did, but he is no longer with us. It's the weirdest. Can you please link the Bob Ross creepypasta? It's gotta be short, right? It can't be long. I haven't seen the mystery man since our first encounter, and I haven't noticed any changes in the world other than my own. Hold on. Excuse me. That's maybe a lot of text. Hold on. I've lost the tab. I found the tab. I was able to press print screen when I first saw him. Here's the only evidence of his existence. Advertisements, advertisements. Is that him? Oh no, that's him over there. I can't zoom any more than this. It's not that long, it's a lot of filler. Oh, it's so bright. Here we go. Advertisements. First, we are going to, though, read Donkey Kong 64, the unsold copy creepypasta. Herobrine is just regular Steve with white eyes. He's just a spooky guy to live in the woods. Well, I tried several times to submit it, but Creepypasta Wiki has a blacklist against any video game pastas now. Sucks. If anyone else wants to try to submit it, go ahead. Here it is. It was a nice, bright, sunny day, and I just got my weekly allowance, and I really wanted to buy a game. My father fucked me in the ass, but it was a bright, sunny day, so I did— What? So I didn't care that much. I was at a garage sale with my mom, and I bought a copy of Donkey Kong 64. Wow, I said, I cannot wait to play this one. My mom handed me the cartridge, and I noticed it was missing something. It no longer had a label, but it did have something written on it. Donkey Kong 64, the unsold copy. I turned the cartridge over and, to my surprise, the real Shigeru Miyamoto had signed it. I was so excited to have that signature. I got on my two-wheeler and rode really fast back home. I didn't even bother to drive it into the garage. I just dumped off my bike and threw my bike into the lawn like they do in the... like they do in those shows. Real Shiggy, not fake. Like, how do you know what Shigeru Miyamoto's signature looks like? Wouldn't it be in kanji? Can you not read that? I ran into the house and I popped that sucker into the Nintendo 64, put on that play button. What? Nobody says that. This is in Sleepy Cabin. What? I don't know what this is. Safe haven during the hour of the wolf. Is this dangerous? Should I not be here? In Herobrine's eyes, Steve is just an intruder on his island, breaking blocks and killing his friends and destroying villages, so Steve is the real villain. It's true. Everybody should live in harmony with Minecraft nature. Popped that sucker into the Nintendo 64, put on that play button, and got ready for a special treat. It's a defunct group of old Newgrounds animators. Okay. May get edgy in here. Well, it did start, we might bail halfway if it gets real weird. I'm hoping this is just like Adult Swim level humors type dealio. This was when I first noticed something was wrong. When I put in the cartridge, I felt it lock in. I had never noticed other games do that before. I tried taking it out, but it wouldn't come out at first. So I just figured maybe there was a little piece of plastic sticking out. I just let it slide. I turned on the game and there it is, the old logo I used to remember a year ago when I was wait. Is the main character of this story 2 years old? The old logo I used to remember a year ago when I was 1. The DK rap started playing, but something was off about it. The lyrics were all jumbled and their eyes were glitched up. Character is 2. That has to be a typo or something. Right? The lyrics were all jumbled and their eyes were glitching up. But I just shrugged it off and pressed start, ready to believe and relive some of my childhood memories. I looked past the DK rap and said, time to play my favorite game. I started a new file up, and usually when Donkey Kong sees a banana, he says, oh, banana. But he did not this time. He said, ugh, banana. It sounded like a little boy screaming. Did it? I couldn't quite make it out. That's when I turned around and saw my mom in red face paint. Oh no, what? Knocking my mother off. She was being a goof as usual. I started it up. This person uses some wild language. Is this like UK slang? It was just like I remember it. The pan-in with the bird and everything. You guys know the rest. Cranky Kong told me I had to go get the 3 barrels so I could learn the basics, climbing, breaking barrels, and jumping. But something strange happened. After Cranky told me my mission, the barrels were nowhere to be found. I looked everywhere, but I couldn't find the barrels. Confused, I entered the banana horde, hoping to find something to do. Welcome back. So far, this person has put their game in the console and it got stuck and the DK wrap was jumbled and the eyes were glitching. Look at the subreddit this is on. This is on Sleepy Cabin, I guess. Should we be worried? Apparently their mom was in red face paint. To my and after entering the banana horde, I noticed the screen was a lot darker than usual. I tried to adjust the TV brightness, but for some reason it stayed as dark as it was. Then I got the idea that I would get on Skype and contact my friends and ask them if they knew anything about this banana sound Donkey Kong made, as well as the glitch eyes and jumbled lyrics of the rap. My mom in red face paint behind me and the missing barrel. Why would this person's friends know about their mom in red face paint? And the missing barrels that Cranky spoke of. As I stood there on Skype after pressing enter, I waited. 10 seconds later, I saw that my friend was beginning to type as the 3 little dots began to bounce. But then they stopped. Whatever he was gonna write, he never sent me. So I went back to the game, but now I realized something was very wrong. The screen had gotten darker, even more so than before. This is when things really started to shake me up. I looked in the corner of the screen and I noticed something was happening, so I made Donkey Kong walk over there. To my utter and complete shock, a 3D model of King K. Rool started rising out of the terrain, but he had no textures. He was purple, and he faced my character and had no animations, and he was T-posing, and he slowly moved towards Donkey Kong, and I made Donkey Kong run the other direction as fast as I could, and I watched in terror as my favorite monkey hero got torn to shreds, screaming in agony. I couldn't help but cry a little as I saw Donkey Kong's ribcage burst open by King K. Rool's claws. When I saw it, I screamed. I also hope Lanky Kong is referred to because I did Google Lanky Kong Creepypasta, not Donkey Kong Creepypasta. I turned the game off. I started back. I reset the game and tried to pull the game out, but I couldn't. I decided to give it another go. It was so graphic. All that appeared on the screen was a photorealistic dead monkey with flies buzzing around in a tie poorly photoshopped on his body. It looked like someone had really killed a monkey and put a tie on it, even though the tie was photoshopped. I didn't know what to do. I grasped at my heart. It started to beat faster and faster. Suddenly, the picture zoomed out, and I was greeted to the Nintendo opening from the GameCube game Luigi's Mansion. You know the one. The zoom out suddenly showed that the banana horde was not as I remembered it. The bananas were rotten, dripping with ooze of some kind. And the face? Well, that was actually a face that was stabbed by a stake with all the other Kong's heads on it. You know, Stinky Kong, Candy Kong, Lanky. Lanky was crucified like Jesus. Crispy Kong, Cookie Kong, they were all dead. They were all dead, ripped apart. Why did they crucify Lanky? Couldn't help but cry a little, only a little. They were all dead, ripped apart, and the purple King K. Rool hoarding over his hoard of bananas made a loud static noise. I don't know any of these Kongs. Who's Stinky Kong? Who's Cookie Kong? Are they all fake? Also, how is this Luigi's Mansion? Oh, this was when my Skype finally messaged me back. I ran over to my computer and there was my friend being held by the hair by King K. Rool himself. Only my friend didn't have his usual body beneath his head. He was decapitated. And the picture was followed by a text that said, "This is real." This is real. This is real. Do you like Kid Icarus Uprising music? I downloaded the soundtrack and some of the songs are a bop. I don't even know if I finished that game. Candy Kong is real. I remember Candy Kong, I think. Finally, my TV flickered. Text appeared. This is only a demo, but thank you for playing my game. Please buy it when it come out. Shigeru Miyamoto. What about Stinky Kong? Is Stinky Kong real? Crucify Lanky Kong. We're gonna read the Bob Ross creepypasta, then we're gonna call it a night, I think. Demo text. Thank you for playing my demo. Please kickstart my game and buy it when it comes out on Nintendo 64. It's called, Donkey Kong. Is the Stinky Kong 2000 from Captain Underpants? Was there a Stinky Kong in that game? Was he supposed to... Was he a Donkey Kong ripoff, or was he a King Kong ripoff, or was he just somebody else entirely? Do you remember Bob Ross? The legendary painting extraordinaire who would show you how to dab at mountains and create beautiful imagery in the joy of painting? Well, I know before I start telling you this story, you're probably not gonna believe me. And that is fully understandable. But the truth is that Bob Ross, one, had a program that didn't air because it was deemed not safe for television. Now, Bob was a very kind and gentle man, but he had a dark side that not a lot of people knew about. It's like a King Kong parody. Okay. I used to read Captain Underpants when I was a child. I think they kept making them, even after I stopped being child. Which means there's Captain Underpants out there that I haven't read, and this needs to be remedied. I actually acquired the VHS, The Grandeur of Summer, by accident in the late 90s. I had ordered the Bob Ross collection on VHS, but this particular tape was not part of the tape set. A few weeks after receiving the tape, I got a call from someone at an undisclosed phone number asking me to return it. I agreed to, but since the tape was not sealed in plastic wrapping, I deemed it appropriate to first view it, thinking that it could cause no harm to my mortal sanity. Boy, was I wrong. Ross' dark side. If this makes anybody afraid for life from Rob Ross, then I'm sorry, you'll never paint again. Now, let me start by saying that I really am a huge fan of Bob Ross, and I think that his painting skills are 1 in a million. But what I saw advised in this tape was nowhere near the realm of anything that you consider quality television. Nor did it teach you how to paint. At best, it was an instructional video, but at worst, well, you'll understand soon enough. The episode started as normal, with quality lounge music meant to relax you and invite you into the process of painting beautiful mountains, skies, trees, and valleys. Bob Ross was there. He looked a little different, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. He smiled warmly, welcomed me into the joy of painting, and advised me to get an ice-cold glass of lemonade before I started viewing. I did so, having had a full pitcher of ice-cold lemonade in the fridge. My favorite. I poured myself an ice-cold glass. Why do they say ice-cold like 3 times in a row? You're gonna watch Bob Ross video and start shaking. He's gonna come into your house personally and steal your ice-cold lemonade. I poured myself an ice-cold glass of the quality fruit drink and sat down on the sofa, putting my feet up on a brand new ottoman. Why is that necessary? I had paused the video earlier, so now I hit play to continue viewing from where I had paused it. The tape began again. That's how VHSs work. He's gonna steal the pie on your windowsill. He told us to take our time and work at our own pace. He told us that we would soon experience the joy of painting. He listed all of the supplies needed, including a 2-inch brush and liquid white. What I found strange was that hydrogen cyanide was also recommended. Well, I thought nothing of it, knowing not what that was at the time. I mean, it's got... You know what? No, fair enough. Even if it's got cyanide in the name, if I'm doing some sort of arts and crafts and somebody just tells me I need a random chemical, I'd believe them. I'd be like, this probably does something to make the colors look cool. Bob Ross's supply list stayed on the screen for a full 5 minutes before finally fading. He smiled, winked, and began painting. He started by fanning some blue mountains, painting some soft peaks, and putting some snow on the little mountain. Bob Ross is gonna steal your art supplies. Doesn't he know how expensive those are? Paints cost so many. He took a tiny little roll of paint and made some hills on the mountain. Just let it float. down on the side of the mountain there, like a corpse. Wait, what did he say? Think where that lightning would strike and the plains would flood. Strange things to say. Beautiful hills, delicate touch. He continued painting mountains and using his brushes to mix and blend paint. I now noticed that there was some red on the canvas. Now we're just gonna put some blood on the edge of this little mountain. It's a blood mountain. He smiled. It's a blood mountain. I was concerned now. What the hell was Bob Ross talking about? Think of all the Native Americans that were probably murdered on this mountain. Hello? Never mind the other people who were stranded and died and all those animals eating each other on pretty little blood mountain. Hello? I was so confused now. A little frightened, maybe spooked. He dragged the knife down the side to finish the mountain. Mountains look beautiful from a distance, but if you look up close, they're covered in dirt and mud and shit. He smiled. Everything is shit, but beautiful mountains. I was really concerned now. Yeah, hello? The magic of a knife, he said, pulling strokes left and right. Could be used to paint mountains or stab someone. I now noticed that his hair was a little blacker than Bob's usually was, and his salt and pepper beard was more peppery. Dun dun dun. What is this a Bob Ross impersonator? His afro also looked a little loose. Now let's paint some perfect clean fields. Fields of clean and orderly meadows. Meadows that are perfect. No weeds in these meadows. Just nice, clean, neat meadows. The hell was he talking about? You see, if we don't take care of the fields, all kinds of terrible things grow. That's why there's blood. He painted a little corpse on the floor. And that's you. He spent 5 minutes washing the brush. Just beat the devil out of that. He began creating mist at the base of the foothill, slamming the brush against the water. It's not good enough, is it? He said angrily. My painting isn't very good. He was agitated. The mountains are uneven. He was irritated now. Uneven mountains are unnatural, but not in my nature. He picked up the canvas and slammed it on the floor so hard that my ice cold lemonade made a ripple. He's so edgy. He's painting his corpses and his blood mountains and his poop fields or whatever. Black hair, edgy Ross. He's gonna have like red eyes and be a vampire or something like that. I didn't really like this anymore. This wasn't fun anymore. And I was starting to feel a little sick. And my ice cold lemonade was all over the floor. I went to get up and shut the tape off before I saw a familiar face at my window. What in the dickens are you doing? He said, smiling. It was Bob Ross. He was outside my window. Though there was no car in my driveway, it was almost like he had just appeared. He could have walked there or taken the bus. A little more disheveled, but Bob Ross, how did you get here? I saw you returning my program off and I just couldn't take it. I want everyone to learn the joy of painting. Bob Ross, you spilled my lemonade out the window. He climbed over my windowsill, being careful not to disturb the hot pie that was cooling for later. But, Bob, but, he said, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a happy Oktoberfest. Bob, I said, there was blood in that tape. You painted my corpse. Your corpse, he said, or all our corpses, he asked. Why do you think it was you specifically? Because he said you. He said it in the tape. He said it in the tape. In the tape he said it. He said, this is your corpse. Yes, why do you think it was you specifically? True, it could have been any corpse. And that's the way the world is, Bob said. Selfish. We all think that we're in charge and that we're the rulers. But the truth is, there's only one ruler. And it's me. Bob Ross is still polite. He doesn't ruin the pie. Thank you, Bob Ross. I shuddered. Bob winked at me in typical winking fashion. I looked a little closer to see that Bob's beard was glued on his afro. It was loose. So they'll hate you, Bob said, because you challenged them, because you're the one that makes the final say. But the truth is, I just want him to look, to see what I see, to feel what I feel. Isn't that truly the joy of painting? I looked a little deeper into his sparkling, mesmerizing, jewel-like pupils. Hell, are you falling in love with evil Bob Ross? He smiled at me. You're not Bob Ross, are you? I asked. He smiled warmly. No, I'm not. Are you good? And then he quickly ejected the VHS, inserted it into the slipcase, climbed back out the window, and took my pie with him. He came back a few minutes later, producing the finished work. The canvas was gorgeous. The blood mountains were now beautifully adorned and made to look like ash and clay. The dead body in the field was now concealed by many lush, beautiful springs and gorgeous hills. This landscape was one of the most beautiful pieces I'd ever seen. Never mind, not polite. He just wanted it for later. Typical wink, unlike a untypical wink. Like, here's a typical wink. Wink. Wait. Wink. Here's an untypical wink. Take it, said the strange man who resembled Bob Ross. It's yours to keep and cherish with family and friends alike. How can I ever repay you? Keep it, Bob Ross smiled. Your thanks in this... Your thanks in this warm pie are all thanks enough. And then he left, never to be seen again. I move its 10 out of 10. I looked over at the lemonade. The cubes had all melted and the glass was perspiring. Not as much as the sweat upon my brow, though. I drank the slightly lukewarm nade and hung... It's not even ice cold anymore. Then hung the painting over my couch. For years I had cherished it, but not being a very social person, I never had anyone else to enjoy the painting. Yes, this is Bob Ross's evil brother, or worse. That was until the day my grandmother came over to celebrate Arbor Day with me. That is a beautiful painting, Reynolds, she said. Indeed, it was a beautiful painting. Who's it by? She asked. True. I never turned the painting over to see who, if anyone, had signed it. We both carefully lifted up the framed canvas, being careful not to damage it. We peeled back the panel of the picture frame and looked carefully at the name imprinted on the edge of the canvas. I felt a shock creep up my spine as we both read the name aloud. A Hitler. What? What? You can't... Love this story. I just love how someone can turn a family-friendly show into something dark. I don't love that often. Thanks, Wolfkin42 from November 14th, 2020. What do you fucking mean? Was he dressed... Was it his ghost dressed up like Bob Ross? Or was it like... Huh? Really funny. I loved it. Beat the devil out of it. That's all the comments. What? Huh? What? Beat the devil out of it. I feel like we need one more. I think we need one more and to call it a night. Is there something short? We don't need to read Why I Hate Lightning McQueen anymore. 9 minutes, 17 minutes. 4. We could read The Hooded Man. We don't need you anymore. 10 minutes, 23 minutes, 6 minutes. What's a good... What's recently published? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Sickening. 5 haunted soccer stadiums in England where supernatural takes the scene. You can't just fucking say that. You can't, like, why did he take the pie? Was he a ghost or a person? It's a 5.52 rating. How recent is it just like, it has to be more than one post, I think.
Oops.
7 minutes. Isaac Skellington. The Night Tracker. Unanswered doorbell. What's... Okay. Oops, it was Hitler. Yeah, I want to know what's going on to the author of the Bob Ross. I'm pretty sure they wrote that one as a jest and a joke. I don't think... That was definitely not intended to be scary. That was intended to be funny. They probably got to the end of it and was like, what would be the worst possible name to have on here? Like they're following the formula of like, student said God wasn't real, and then the teacher said, oh yeah, well, Jesus carried you through the sand, and that student's name, Albert Einstein. Yeah, it was definitely meant to be silly. Like, they were just like, what would be the funniest name to put, like the most nonsensical name to put at the end of this? They're like, do I put the name of the character? Do I just put Bob Ross's name? Do I put the grandma's name? Do I put, make it Hitler. What? Do you think we could find another Booba copypasta or creepypasta? We read 2 last time, and I don't think there can possibly be more than 2 of them on the internet. Yippee! Yippee! Right? Why are you only giving me videos? The pie gag was really good. They just took the pie. Five of the strangest Teletubby conspiracy theories. Lost episode end boop. It's all videos. I don't want a video creepypasta. I want a story. Well, this is just somebody who drew a Booba Mothman.
You're walking towards me instead of running away.
Is that a thing that Dio say? I mean, that's just a good Booba. Ice cold. The ice cold lemonade like 3 times was very good. What is something... You think they have Garfield creepypasta? They must. They have a lot of Garfield creepy images. Yes. There's more than just Garfield creepypasta. Yeah, this is the Garfield Eldritch Horror comics, which are very good. Not that Garfield one. There's just... I'll tell you what. You think there's King of the Hill creepypasta? Here's just a page about Garfield on the creepypasta, like, fan wiki. Now we all say Garfield. I should put a cooldown on Garfield, probably. But also, it's very funny. Garfield's Hunger. The Garfield Lost episode. No! I saw the words penis bulge in this, so I'm not gonna read it. I love it, like this image many times is warming to you. Always, ABC, always be seeing Garfield with your eyes, spelled with a soft C. In his darkest hour. See, these are just comics. Garfield's Horrible Joy. Not the Pingus. All right. Y'all want to see Garfield murder moments? Let's finish off. Let's finish off the night with Garfield's Horrible Joy. I'm a pretty big fan of Garfield. You know, the comic strip character that's a fat orange cat with black stripes. Sorry, black strips that loves lasagna. Yay, yay, Garfield murder moments. You probably do know about him and his huge fan base. But something that many Garfield fans don't know is that Garfield had some TV shows like Garfield and Friends. The majority of these were hand-drawn shows that followed most of the traits that the comics had, but there is one show I want to talk about called The Garfield Show. This was a computer-animated show that was like Garfield and Friends, but with much better quality and a few more characters. I loved watching this show, and so many others did that they had to keep it going to this day. But the show was supposed to stop at season 4, for reasons I will tell you in a second. When I was a garage sale looking at some stuff to get, my eyes laid on a Garfield DVD, which has the first 4 seasons of The Garfield Show. So I asked if I could pay for this, and the guy said to take it for free. I was so overjoyed that I ran to my house and put it into my DVD player. I started at the intro where I could choose any episode from seasons 1 through 4. Garfield with a knife emoji. The Garf is a killin'. But at the very bottom of the list was an episode called Garfield's Horrible Joy. I had no idea what this episode was, but out of curiosity I clicked on it. I wish I hadn't clicked on it. It started out with Garfield sitting on the chair and eating what looked like a dog's ear. I was a little confused, but I thought it was just a little bit of lasagna. Hello, we're eating Garfield Creepypasta. Then Nermal came over and said, "Hi," and kept bragging about how he's the cutest cat in the world. That's when things got scary. Garfield then closes his eyes. For 2 seconds they stayed closed. So scary. Then he opened his eyes, revealing 2 bloodshot eyes. Then Garfield grabbed Nermal by the neck and threw him against a wall. Oh god, he ate Odie. I'm pretty sure he ate Odie, yeah. It was a dog's ear-shaped lizard. It was just a little bit of lasagna. Then he pulled out a butcher knife that already had blood on it, indicating that he already killed something with it, and then slowly approached Nermal. I was terrified at what I saw, but had to see what happened. Then Nermal opened his eyes, revealing to him Garfield with bloodshot eyes and a knife. Then Garfield stabbed Nermal in the stomach, making blood splatter everywhere. Then came something that scared me for life about eating meat. Garfield ripped open Nermal's chest and ate his intestines, all the while Nermal screaming to death. Threw up at the sight, but had to see the end regretting it. After the way this is worded is extremely powerful. Something. Nermal screaming to death. Threw up at the sight, but had to see the end regretting it. After that, Garfield went up the stairs and saw John working on his computer. Then John turns around. "Oh, hey, Garfy. Ah." Himbot is slightly nuts. Himbot's fine. Screaming to death. Garfield then leaped up at John, stabbing his eye socket. Blood everywhere as he ran around the room until he just laid there, dead. Then it showed a close-up of the front door. For 10 seconds, nothing happened. Then Garfield's face appeared. He had a demonic sharp teeth and a huge bloodshot eyes, and a message repeatedly flashed on the screen saying, "I'm gonna kill you, Sam, Sam, Sam." I immediately took the disc and smashed it to bits. I will never see Garfield or any cat again. I will never see Garfield or any cat again. Because every time I see a cat, I always see those red bloodshot eyes watching that disc has let out a demon, and that demon is after me. As I record this, Garfield is slamming on my door, meowing his normal meow from the show, and I know that when he kills me, the last thing I will see are those red bloodshot eyes. Not Sam, Sam, Sam. Is this person's name Sam? Like, red blue wahoo eyes. This is, I think, Bob the Builder creepypasta. But there is one show I want to talk about called The Garfield Show. This was a computer animated show that was like Garfield and Friends, but with much better quality and a few more characters. Terrible opinion. 0 out of 10 just for that, honestly. Just kidding. I love murder. I forget what Garfield sound like. Keep writing. Keep writing. Keep improving. Oh. Keep improving. Where's my goodbye music? Is it broken? I guess we're just gonna get... There we go. Thank you. Thank you everybody for coming to Creepypasta time reading time. I don't know if I'm scared of Lightning McQueen or what, but like... Watch out for Garfield, I guess? Watch out for Lightning McQueen. Watch out for, Neopets. You got the end of it. Yeah, we actually went overtime this time. Normally we stop at around 10, but... God, there's so many more creepypasta I want to read, too. I should do more just, like, reading streams, like internet story streams. I feel like... Watch out for Picross. Picross will eat up all your creepypasta time. But it was scary because I struggled with the puzzle. Look out for Garfield driving Lightning McQueen. Garfield could have been in that car the whole time. We don't even know. We literally don't even know. I feel like there's supposed to be something else on this screen. Has it always been this much of an empty space there? Should I not have like a funny image in the middle? It's because the Halloween stuff isn't there. There was so much Halloween on the other screen that it feels so empty on this one. I think. But that's just a theory. An end screen theory. But, I hope you all learned something very powerful today. Garf is the dark power that brings Lightning McQueen to life. And Lightning McQueen brings you to death, as does Bob Ross Hitler painting, as does, Lanky Kong, Donkey Kong 64 demo. Let's see if anybody's online I can send y'all to. Thank you, Thank you, Lummo and Nido Sprout for the raids. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out and chatting. Thank you to the lurkers and to the VOD watchers. Keep your pie safe and your lemonade ice cold. You know, someone playing Banjo-Tooie? Tooie-Kazooie? Yeah, we can head over to Banjo. Drop their name in the chat. I don't see very many people I know streaming. Most of them are like the 24-hour streams. Someone's playing Sonic R. Does the R stand for really fast? Good night, sleep tight, first star of the night, be a blight, eat a ice cream. R stands for really creepy. Sonic's scary. I'm gonna send you guys over to, wait, was this the person? No, this wasn't the person I rated before, was it? Oh, they're doing a partner push. Yeah. Let's send you all over on that away. R stands for racing. It's where Tailsdoll originated. Tailsdoll I also didn't watch. Oh, hey, wait. Oh yeah, we rated you Girl Scout. Wait. But is it actually really creepy though? That's so you know who's playing Sonic R. Wait, is Sonic R actually racing? Are they playing creepy Sonic Racing or is it just regular Sonic Racing? I'm actually really curious about the Sonic now. I think we're going. I think we're gonna go Sonic wise. Where is my rate button? What am I playing Wednesday? I'm playing Space Funeral. We're gonna play Space Funeral on Wednesday. I think I played a little bit of it like years and years and years ago, but I don't remember anything of it and I never finished it. So we're playing Space Funeral Wednesday. We'll play a new game Monday. Will it still be spooky? Maybe, perhaps, could be. Only time will telling it. But for tonight, for the now, I send you over to Sarnik. Regular Sonic Racing, go fast. Why would they put Sonic in a car if his whole deal is he's supposed to run fast? Can't he run faster than a car? I guess we'll find out. Good night, good night. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. They keep putting Sonic in vehicles. Let him run. He wants to be fair. Let him run. Good night, 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 good night.